Welcome inside on day one of the World Junior Hockey Championship on this Boxing Day Eve.
Expectations follow you when you wear the maple leaf. Will you defend the cage like others before you? Can you forget one goal in 5 games a year ago? Is the spotlight too big for a 17-year-old? Can this team compete on home ice? After one game, this team has an answer. Led by their caged Crusaders. One in the net.
This Canadian crowd saluted this goaltender.
And 2 up front. Canada has found its identity and is sending a message to the rest of the tournament. You ain't seen nothing yet. Canada versus Latvia next. Friday night in the nation's capital, and they are ready for a party. Canada versus Latvia to wrap up night 2 of the 2025 World Juniors. And it's 17 magazine for Canada. 17-year-old Jack Ivankovic starts in goal for the Canadians. What a night for him. 17-year-old Gavin McKenna scored the first goal for Canada in this tournament and looks like he's destined for stardom, will likely be number 1 2 years from now. And 17-year-old Matthew Schaefer, just dominant on D for Canada and expected to have another great one tonight against Latvia as we say welcome everybody to the 2025 World Juniors. James Duffy alongside as always, Cheryl Pounder, Jeff O'Neill, and Bob McKenzie. We found out the other night that Canada's goal song is Live is Life, the 1985 Opus hit, which I can't understand how any of these kids have any idea that this song exists, but it worked for them at the U18, so they're doing it again here. And the goal tonight is simple. Have it played early and have it played often and take over first place in Group A. To get you ready for it, Gord Miller and Mike Johnson.
And James, we've talked about draft-eligible players making a difference for Canada in recent years. Connor Bedard, Max Celebrini, but now you've got a defenseman, Matthew Schaefer, who looks brilliant so far.
There's a reason why it's so rare that draft-eligible kids play for Team Canada World Juniors, let alone play a prominent role. Last one to do it with Jamie Drysdale several years ago, but Matthew Schaefer is a unique talent, and as the game wore on, and this wasn't a game against a Germany or a Latvia where he wasn't under pressure. This was Finland. They're a good team, physical team, and Schaefer with his ability to skate, make reads, pass the puck, and maybe most impressively, defend physically. Even though he's a younger player, he's certainly not overmatched at all when it comes to the physical play. And it would not surprise me one bit if by the end of this tournament, he might be leading the Canadians in ice time, perhaps in points from defensemen. He's that special kind of talent, and the stage does not appear too big or light too bright at all for him.
Canada hasn't had 3 17-year-olds at the World Junior Hockey Championship since 1991. The forwards were Eric Lindros and Martin Lapointe. The defenseman was Scott Niedermayer. James?
Guys, it's rare enough what Schaefer and McKenna are doing as 17-year-olds, but especially rare for a 17-year-old goalie to start in Ivankovic, Bob.
He's had a phenomenal year with the Brampton Steelheads, and he's had a great pedigree with Hockey Canada. He's going to be 2025 draft eligible. Won't go in the first round because he has the cardinal sin. He's not 6 feet tall or more. He's 5'11", but he's an unbelievable talent, and he's going to get his opportunity tonight, although we should point out Carter George is expected to be the number 1 guy. If he can run the table, he will. But a back-to-back situation, Ivankovic gets his chance.
And his dad, Frank, was picked in the 95 draft by the Pittsburgh Penguins. Dad Frank's 6'5", by the way, so at 17, maybe he's still got a couple of inches to grow in this one. Carter George was so good the other night, but was also had a terrific defense core in front of him. What impressed you most about that group?
Well, first of all, they only gave up 3 high-danger scoring chances after 40 minutes. And the reason why is they have an elite skating defensive core. And you also have a forward group that's willing to go for the details and the back pressure. And just look at this spacing at the blue line. So you're contesting the entry with that back pressure. That is Schaefer right there. Standing up now, all of a sudden, you can get that puck retrieval and get yourself going the other way. I love the gap because gap leads to transition. You pressure, and then you hold. You see Price there in the neutral zone. That is counter-attacking. That is quick transition. Again, surfing up, taking away space, recognizing you're one-on-one. You've got back spacing with Yager there, the details, effective details. And then, of course, you got Melinda coming from one side of the ice and I'm going to take it away on a perfect angle right there. That is an elite defensive core in terms of their skating ability.
Dave Cameron says one goal. Do not look past this. But it's easy to say that. These are still kids. How do they avoid that?
Well, it's tough to not look past it when you might be up 5 or 6-0 after one, James. I'm somehow praying for a competitive game, but I just don't think it's going to happen against this Latvia team. I think it's up to Dave Cameron to set the standard, what's acceptable for these guys, get everybody involved, feeling good about themselves, and keep the shift length short. You want to go out there for 30 seconds, get the power play cooking. You want that to be working later on in this tournament. But it's up to the coach to say, if you want to deviate from the game plan, maybe tonight's the night you don't play.
If you missed the pregame, Bob was talking about the vest that Gavin McKenna has now worn in for the 2 games for Team Canada, which is extremely special for multiple reasons.
Yeah, it really is. He's not just a proud Canadian, he's a proud member of the Han Nation, the Trondwetchen tribe, and he's a member of the Wolf Clan, and that is a vest made by his grandmother, Karen Mason, all embroidered. Took an incredible amount of time to put that together, and he wears it very proudly. That's his mom, Crystal, on the left, his grandma, Karen Mason, who made the vest for him, and his grandfather, Joe Mason, who is a residential school survivor. Gavin wants to be a visible supporter of the Native heritage and the Indigenous community.
Spectacular.
Really is.
Yeah, it is, and he'll be the guy to watch again for Team Canada tonight. Now, we mentioned how lopsided this has been. 4 wins for Canada, 41 goals for 4 games. Things do happen. 2021 World Senior Hockey Championship in the spring. Canada's opening game against Latvia, and Latvia wins one of the biggest wins ever for their nation. Now, that was the COVID year, wasn't the strongest Canadian team. Highly unlikely. If they did it tonight, it would be a much bigger upset than that one. So the Canadians should dominate, but that's why we have a game to play tonight. There he is, Jack Ivankovic, getting ready to lead Team Canada onto the ice for his first ever World Junior start for Canada. We'll take one more break. Gord and MJ have the drop of the puck right after this on the World Juniors on TSN.
I'm Daniel, the founder of Pretty Litter, the color-changing, health-monitoring cat litter. Did you know that cats tend to hide symptoms of sickness and pain? I learned this the hard way after losing my cat, which drove me to create this. By working with scientists and veterinarians, we were able to develop a new litter with color-changing technology to help you keep tabs on your cat's health. Built with advanced odor control, this litter keeps your home smelling fresher longer. So give it a try. Visit prettylitter.com today.
I'm Martha Stewart, and this is one of my new kittens. Of course, I want to give them the happiest, healthiest life possible, which is why I choose Pretty Litter. We love this litter because it's tough on odor and helps keep tabs on their health by changing color to show high, low, and typical pH levels. Pretty Litter is also low dust. And whether you're a new cat parent or a lifelong cat lover like me, this low-maintenance litter is the game changer. Try it today. Go to prettylitter.com.
Why pay too much for cable TV when it costs less for Fubo? Get all the channels you want with all the entertainment you love for the price that cable can't beat. Start watching at FuboTV.com.
And it's Canada taking on Latvia here at Canadian Tire Center. Canada 4-0 all time against the Latvians. Beat them 10-0 last year. The Latvians did qualify for the quarters last year with a shock win over Germany in their last round robin game. 2 veteran officials. Peter Stano has worked 3 world championships. The Slovak referee, the Swiss referee, Michael Schurig, 2 world championships and the 22 Olympic Games. Again, these games and the world championship being used as an evaluation tool for officials. Jack Ivankovic, the first 17-year-old to start for Canada in a World Junior game in 38 years. And he will face Leonard Svelbergs, who's back for his 2nd World Junior. Played against Canada last year, allowed 7 goals on 31 shots before being pulled. Dave Cameron liked a lot of what he saw from his team last night against Finland, especially the first 2 periods. And Artis Abels, he runs hot behind the Latvian bench, a longtime player for their national team. He's an assistant coach at both the World Championship and Olympic Games levels.
You just have the way ice on the ice. Hey! We got a guy, okay? Hey! Just go on this side. Okay, guys, let's go.
Now we're underway. After a carefully managed opening face-off, Bradley Nadeau chips that into the Latvian bench. So 38 years since a 17-year-old star for Canada. The last, Jimmy Waite at the 87 World Junior, posted a 3-0 record. But it's been that long for a goalie yet to be drafted to play for Canada in goal. What a moment. Ivan Kovac, the name of Mississauga, plays for Brampton in the Ontario League. That long shoot in his icing. And Jimmy Waite's last start, he did not finish for Canada. No one did. It was the Piastany punch-up against the Soviets in 1987. Waite came back the next year. The tournament was in the Soviet Union in Moscow. He was brilliant. One of the greatest performances ever by a Canadian goaltender at the World Junior. Canada beat the Soviets 3-2 in Moscow. Won the gold medal that year under a very difficult situation in Moscow. A lot of intimidation tactics. Joe Shackings always says one of the greatest goaltending performances he's ever seen in person. Cal Ritchie swings that down for Oliver Bonk. That's picked off by Peteras Bulans. Moves it ahead for Eric Smateko, the captain of St. John of the Quebec League.
So you imagine it's a pretty nerve-wracking day for Jack at the start, but how about his family?
Dad Frank, Mom Kelly, Sister Morgan.
It would be tough. It would be so tough. You want your son to do so well for all the different reasons.
That Gum's getting a workout.
He's going to be through 8 packs of Hubba Bubba before the end of this game.
Porter Martone plays that back in the corner. Knocked down at the line. Tanner Molenbeek, a long shot. That's blocked. Now Jagger plays it back in. Greg Jagger, the Canadian captain, was brilliant on face-offs in the game against Finland. He was 14-1 on draws. Cal Ritchie was 12-4 as Canada went better than 70%. Jagger plays it down between the legs. It was Tanner Howe. And Leonards Feldbergs makes the stop.
Tanner Howe recognizing he was running out of room. Yes, he's going through his legs, but you understand why. He gets this puck drifting away from the net. And on the back end, there's nothing there, so he's got to get it back to the far side of the net. The easiest way to get it is through the legs. Just missed catching a piece of the puck. Trunskas comes over and bothers him.
Feldbergs, the Latvian goaltender, plays for Sherbrooke in the Quebec League. Here's Caden Price with it. Long shot, floats wide. These Latvian players play in 10 leagues in 8 countries. Their league basically collapsed when the Russians invaded Ukraine and Russia was suspended from international competition. The Latvians withdrew from the KHL. So the domestic league below the top level is almost non-existent. Berkeley Catton tried to center it. That's knocked down and moved out by Dmitry Devletka. In comes Davis Lipschitz with it. Long shot goes off the stick. Up and out of play. The Latvians pulled off the surprise last year. Beat Germany 6-2 in the last preliminary round game. Lost in the quarterfinals to the U.S. to finish 8th. In 2017 in Montreal and 2013 in Ufa, they were relegated. But the Latvians are in the top division for the 4th consecutive year for the first time. They won a bronze at the World Championship in 2023. Beat the U.S. 4-3 in overtime. One of the great scenes we've ever witnessed. Thousands of Latvian fans made the trip to Finland to watch it. And after the bronze medal win, the next day was declared a national holiday in Latvia. Bonk plays that back for Schaefer. That pass over the head of Ethan Gauthier. Back down the ice, and icing called against Canada.
Tough pass, but you got a duck to get out of the way as Schaefer has been getting a lot of attention. And you know Dave Cameron, the coach, wanted to quiet down the noise around Schaefer, around McKenna, around Ivan Kovac.
He tried.
Unfortunately, the performances they're putting up has caused the hype to continue to build. Anyone wearing a cage is having themselves a tournament for Canada.
Well, for a long time, it was very difficult for underage players to make a difference in the tournament. Then along came Bedard, along came Celebrini. There have been examples in the past, but not many. Face off, one back to Bretonnet. That long shot was blocked, and shot blocking such a big part of Canada's win over the Finns last night. Earned a standing ovation from the fans here in Ottawa in the third period on the penalty kill. Here is Schaefer with it. Bonk back into Schaefer, winding in, fires that back down to Latvian zone and heads off on a change. Knocked down by Gauthier on the forecheck. And back at the point is Bo Aki. Aki a long wrist shot. That hit the captain, Pateris Boulans up high. And another chance, Philbridge to stop on that. Played back in by Price. Here's Gauthier on it. Ethan Gauthier. Winds across the top. Holds that rolling puck. Puts it back in the corner to Price, who's in deep. Back around for Nadeau. Bradley Nadeau. Back across to Price. Has a look and shoots. And Philbridge makes the stop on that.
And make sure if you're Canada that you're going to have the puck a lot. You're going to be the offensive end a lot. You got to keep working to get to the dangerous spots on the ice. Shots from the outside, 5 guys wheeling around the outside, handling it is not going to be the answer. Get something more direct in front of the net. At least one body, if not 2.
Ritchie lost that face-off. Oliver Smirniks, the top center for the Latvians, plays for Sioux City in the United States Hockey League. Kurbaka moves out ahead and finds Matejko. Got 14 goals in 23 games this year for St. John in the queue. Here's Cowan on it. Turn it over. In comes Matejko with a shot. And Ivan Kovac got a piece of that. Another long drive. That was blocked in front. That hit Aki and seemed to stagger him a bit. Ritchie taken down at center ice, and a penalty coming to Latvia. The holding call, and Canada gets an early power play.
So penalty, Mirnik's on the back check. Gotta get the hold.
Play number 14.
How's that for this chance? Generated on a turnover. Mr. Cowan takes it back. Wide open, dangerous spot. I think Ivan Kovac actually gets a piece of that with his blocker. For Cal Ritchie, that is a bear hug.
That's 2-hand holding.
That is no complaints there. And so Canada heads to the power play, which has been a work in progress for the 3 comp games.
0 for 3 last night. They haven't scored a power play goal since the first pre-tournament game against the Swiss. Didn't have a power play chance in their last. Here's Schaefer. Drops it back to Jagger. Back in the corner. To Cap. Jagger takes the return pass, works his way in, holds, and pivots back.
McKenna says, give it to me.
Long shot by McKenna, knocked away by Feldberg. But Martone parked in front, and now sent down the ice by Oskars Britis. Schaefer for Jagger, in comes Schaefer with a chance, shoots, Feldberg saved it. And Schaefer went down hard into the end board. And he is slow to get up. And Schaefer slowly gets up and will make his way back to the Canadian bench with his left arm dangling.
Hope he's okay. He goes barreling in the net. The give and go. He's got to take it there. Oh boy, he just was. I think he was staring at the rebound that he created.
He's going straight down the tunnel to the Canadian dressing room.
Oh boy, the left shoulder still being favored as he leaves the bench. That's a massive collision, full speed. You can only hope that he's going to just get checked out and be able to return.
Cowan drops it back for Bonk. And now Nadeau with it. Nadeau winds in. Drops it back in the high slot. Ritchie drops it back to Bonk with a shot. That was blocked. Bonk pulls that free for Baudouin. Back to Oliver Bonk. Feeds it back to Cowan, crisscrossing with Bonk. The 2 London Knights go to work. Bonk back to Cowan. Winds it back across. Ritchie centers it, bouncing puck tipped wide by Nadeau. 40 seconds to go in the Canadian power play. At the point is Bonk. Bonk along wrist shot that was partly blocked by Cloutsands. Bonk back with it. Feeds it back across. Richie Rink wide pass, and Cloutsands got a stick on that to knock it out. Lead pass for Nadeau. He finds Richie. Richie back to Nadeau with a shot at the outside of the post. Nadeau plays it back around to Richie. For Bonk. To Cowan. Back for Baudouin. Cowan winds in. Drops that back to Bonk, and Cowan with a look. Shooting in was blocked. Now Bonk unloads. That was blocked by Domers. One shot for Canada on the power play. Baudouin centers it. Loose for a moment. Played back to Feldbergs by Mornieks, and he'll hang on to that.
Pretty good kill for Latvia. As you could hear the bench celebrating and hooting and hollering with every shot block or pass deflection. Trying to stay tight, get in lanes when you can. There's a pretty gutsy block as Domers gets down and takes that one away. Oliver Bonk. One of the reasons he's on the first power play is he does have a shooting mentality. Not afraid to put pucks at the net from the blue line.
Off the draw, one back, and then shot by Gibson is gloved by Feldbergs. Andrew Gibson led Canada in ice time with 21.5 minutes in the first game.
Becoming a bit of a cult favorite here.
The mustache is a big hit here.
The game should be a bigger one because he's very good. Maybe not as flashy. Maybe the points aren't there quite the same for him in junior, but start thinking about what he might look like as a pro. With his fan club in tow.
Gibson back to Molendyk. Feeds out in the corner to Gauthier. There's Molendyk with a long wrist shot. That was blocked by Domers. And the puck goes up and out of play. 13:57 to go in the first period. No score here in Ottawa.
This telecast of the IIHF World Junior Championship is presented by Elite Prospects, the gateway to hockey. Download the app now and track every detail of the World Junior Championships.
Join players, scouts, and coaches on hockey's largest platform, where players showcase their game and recruiters uncover new talents. Elite Prospects, the gateway to hockey. Get the app now.
Get it done.
Showcase Sunday, January 12th, 3 Eastern on NHL Network.
Well, unfortunately, the storyline for Canada early in this game has been the departure of Matthew Schaefer on the rush. He crashes heavily into the net and left favoring his left arm, left shoulder. You see him take the blow right onto his left shoulder. Stayed down for a moment, went to the bench, went straight down the tunnel. And obviously lots of concern for everybody involved.
Here's Gibson with it. That bounces down to Feldbergs, who will hang on to that. And the Schaefer family, among the Canadian families watching here. In the middle is his dad, Todd. His brother, Johnny, with the cap on backwards.
You'd almost want to get word up to the family as to what's going on.
Right. I'm sure they will.
As fast as possible.
Gibson. The Gauthier, that's shot wide by Cataford. Banked out by Domers. He plays offside at the Canadian line. Dave Cameron talked about the Latvians are a hard-working team. We've seen them at the World Championship. They're often outgunned, but you know, last year the Germans were riding high. They'd beaten the Finns for the first time. They were thinking quarterfinal spot. The Latvians beat them in the last game. It was Latvia that went to the quarters, and the Germans had to play in the relegation and needed overtime to stay alive in the tournament. Beat Norway in OT. Win the game, you have to win. And for the Latvians, that's Germany on December 30th. Now a centering pass from Matejko that was knocked away. And Sam Dickinson trying to snap that pass ahead for Pinelli. Too far, icing called against the Canadians.
So with Schaefer out, extra minutes to go around. He plays third most minutes in game one. Sam Dickinson will pick up some of those minutes. Bo Akey, who's the 7th defenseman, who played sparingly in game one, will now take a regular shift. And we'll see who partners up with Oliver Bonk Or if they'd go Dickinson and Bonk together, the London night teammates.
Only 4 of these Latvian players actually play in Latvia.
Their hockey DB pages are novels.
They're pizzas is what they are. That's an icing call against the Latvians. 8 of these Latvians are too young to be drafted yet in the NHL.
It bodes well for next year and the next year after that.
Hard to say, Bulls. He ran hot as a player, and
he's got a very stern demeanor about him on the bench. The thing Latvia will do, you can beat them, but they'll stick to the game plan. They won't make it easy for you.
Brought up by Krishanis Sarts. Like a lot of these Latvian players plays in the North American Hockey League, junior league in the United States. Pinelli moves out ahead. Here comes McKenna with a chance. Goldberg save. Rebound. Score! Berkeley Catton poked it home. He thought the referee says no goal.
McKenna's debating that it went in.
Pinelli plays it back across. Bonk a long shot. Goldberg's stick is in the net. The Canadians celebrating like they'd scored, but apparently the puck stayed out.
McKenna was adamant that he thought it went in. The referee right there waved it off. And had it gone in, we probably would hear a horn blowing the play dead, so as to not waste more minutes than it was obviously in.
Here's Dickinson back with it. Crowd still buzzing about that. Sam Dickinson. Up ahead for Yager jumping in. Braden Yager. In the corner for Howe. Tanner Howe. Plays it back around to Gibson. Gibson posts up. Banks it back in low for Martone. Martone's pass was knocked away and off to the races Daniel Sirkins, but Nikolai Char with Dickinson in front of the Canadian bench. Interference with the call against Sam Dickinson.
This is just someone hesitating and not playing instinctively. Dickinson could have gone in and pitched that puck down, elected to play it safe.
2-minute interference.
Got to a bad spot, absolutely interfered with Sirkins. And here's the earlier chance. McKenna driving it wide, rebound bouncing all around. Is it in? Now right across to go short post.
Okay, there's Catton shot.
Catton post. And the spin brought it back out. McKenna's family thought we had a goal, and no, we do not, as play continues. And now Latvia heads to a power play.
Right. Canada was shorthanded 5 times against the Finns. Did not allow a power play goal. Run through Matejko, number 9 at the point. This is Osmanis. Walks it and shoots. Good stop there by Ivan Kovic, and the rebound put high by Saratskas.
Latvia not being too greedy, trying to set up an absolute perfect play. Just get the puck up, get some open ice as Gauthier blows a tire and put it in the front of the net. Ivan Kovic with a good save and a block. Bonk get down. That puck was juicy right there.
Yeah, Lifshitz with a shot, and Bonk blocked that. Now a long shot by Boulans is swatted away by Ivan Kovic. There's Boulans. Back across. Lifshitz with a shot. Lifshitz just missed the net. Baudouin got a stick on that. Now Matejko is taken down as Canada clears it down the ice. Matejko's in his 3rd year in the Quebec League with St. John. And away comes Sionskis. There is Sionskis. Plays it back around for Wazalapa. Boulans walks it and shoots. Ivan Kovic saved. The rebound wouldn't sit for Delevka as Ivan Kovic was down. Players scattering. 40 seconds to go in the Latvian power play. Still no score here in the first period. Sionskis, who plays for Randa in the Quebec League, drops it back for Boulans, who plays in Chicoutimi. Delevka in across the line, but that plays offside at the Canadian line.
Latvia having some looks. Maybe Lifshit's the best one here. Look at short side. It's available. Ivan Kovic working through the screen. Didn't really see the release. Had he hit the net, Lifshitz probably finds a way to put it behind Ivan Kovic. Yes. One of the goals for Latvia, stay in the game as long as you can. Approaching the halfway mark of the first period, very much still in the game.
Here's Gibson on it. Banks it around to Molendyk. Off the glass and back down the ice. Carson Rakoff and Sawyer Minyor, Canada's healthy scratches again this evening. 22 skaters, 3 goaltenders on the rosters here, so you have an extra forward, extra defenseman not dressed, and of course expanded rosters on the ice. 20 skaters as opposed to 18 in the NHL, Major Junior, North American leagues.
Pays dividends now. They have the 7th defenseman to use.
McKenna, lead pass for Pinelli, moving in, shoots, but it's just wide. Now back to center ice. Here's Molendyk with it. Across to Bonk. Good. Through the middle to McKenna. And ahead to Bonk, winding in with Pinelli and Cap. In comes Bonk, trying to work that free. And McKenna tried to knock that loose, but it's moved ahead to SickKids. Across the line is Cousins. Feeds that back in the corner. A lot of full cages on the ice right now for Latvia. That was knocked away from SickKids. And now brought back by Cat. Feeds it back across for Pinelli with a rolling puck. Slides it back down. It bounces back in the corner to McKenna. Now Pinelli on it. Pinelli trying to center it. That's knocked away. And it's brought out by Tom's Motts. Motts winds in, gets a step. And Ritchie stayed with him. Back at the point, that long shot taken by Rietas. That deflected wide. Now it's center ice. It's picked free by Cowan. In comes Easton Cowan for Powiecki. Cal Ritchie back in for Cowan. Spins off the boards and rolled off his stick. Cowan back on it, but it's brought back out by Osmanis. Osmanis in across the line, gets a stab, and that shot was blocked by Dickinson. Brought out by Cowan. Flips that rink wide, the pass too far for Dickinson, who had jumped up.
Cal Ritchie going off the bench slowly fell onto a skate, I think, and he's headed down the tunnel.
Now Dickinson flips that to Gibson. Gibson drops it back to Cowan. Now centered. Yager got for Price with a shot, and Philbrooks makes the save. No score in the first period, and 2 Canadians have gone down the tunnel at the World Junior Hockey Championship.
This telecast of the IIHF World Junior Championship is presented by Elite Prospects, the gateway to hockey. Download the app now and track every detail of the World Junior Championship.
What's up, hockey fans? Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. Canada, Latvia. Let's go, Canada. Let's have some fun in the chat. I want to see lots of Canada goal emojis coming up here. But first, please hit that like button down below and let's get more hockey fans here in the chat hanging out with us, cheering on Canada all night long while we take on Latvia, who has gotten much better over the years. Thanks for being here. Thank you for liking and sharing this link out. Again, the more this gets out on the internet, like Twitter and TikTok, the more people that are going to come here and hang out with us. Let's get back to the hockey. Go, Canada, go!
More bad news for Team Canada as their number 1 center, Cal Ritchie, the latest to leave the game, gets tangled up in a collision. It falls a little bit awkwardly on the back of Mirnieks, but not a lot there, but you see him get up slowly, hunch over, and heads right to the bench, and no question went right down the tunnel in some discomfort as well. So now it's Schaefer and Ritchie not on the bench for Canada.
Yager wins that face-off back to Howe. Howe from a sharp angle puts that through the crease. Now Gibson a shot that goes wide. Molendyk steps up. Molendyk feeds that down. Martone tried to center it. And it's picked off by Delevka. And Ritchie now coming back to the Canadian bench. And Jagger plays that ahead. So a sigh of relief on that front. Played back in by Rathenais. Gibson with it. Andrew Gibson pivots back. His defense partner Tanner Molendyk. Two Nashville Predators prospects. Molendyk drafted by Nashville. Gibson traded there. And Martone goes barreling over Rathenais. Lead pass finds Delevka. And here's Price on it. Reverses for Bonk. Oliver Bonk slides out ahead for Gauthier, who chips it up. Lutsenko on it. Back is Bonk with it. Cross he goes to Price. Price winds his way. It's put back. Bonk keeps it alive long. Where's shot? Loose it. Lutsenko can get a shot away. Sirkins spins back for Latvia. Winds his way through. Sirkins plays junior hockey in Switzerland. Puts that back down to the Canadian zone. Akey winds it across the line. Banks it back across. And at center ice, that's controlled by McKenna. McKenna works it free, kicks it ahead. In comes McKenna, throws that rink wide. Catton winds in, crisscrossing with McKenna. Catton throws it back towards the goal, picked up by Pinelli. McKenna works it back in front, that bounced away from Catton. And the Latvians move it out. 5.5 to go here in a scoreless first period. Dickinson, rink wide pass to Pinelli. That misfires for McKenna. Fixes Krupaka back to pick it up. Now ring back around. Matejko looking for it, but Akey knocked that away. Now Catton lost the puck. Brought him at Mernix. Mernix works in, backhand shot. And the save made, point by Mikovic. Now that shot blocked by Akey. Mornieks with a great chance there for Latvia. And in comes McKenna the other way. McKenna shoots, that's blocked. And McKenna back on it. Throws it back in front. That misfired. Here's Cowan with it. Easton Cowan. Winds back in. Gets a step and shoots. Felberg's the save. Ritchie plays it back down to Cowan. Ritchie back on it. Cal Ritchie back out there. Feeds it back down. The pass back up by Molendyk. And Ritchie couldn't get the shot away. It was blocked. Osmanis stymied there by Molendyk, who raced back to break up that rush. Cowan chips it ahead to Ritchie. In comes Cal Ritchie. That's knocked away and sent down the ice by Sarts. And that's icing against the Latvians with 4 to go in the first.
Ivan Kovic hasn't been too busy. 5 shots for Latvia so far in the game, but this one by Mernix, the best one, trying to open up to go 5-hole, and that is very good stick discipline. He doesn't let it drag behind him. He keeps it covering the 5-hole, turns aside Mernix for his biggest save of the game. And sight for Canadian coaching staff is Cal Ritchie back on the bench, seemingly okay after being shaken up. Still no sign of Matthew Schaefer.
Latvia, by the way, has never led Canada at the World Junior Championship. Having their moments internationally against the Canadians, beat them a couple of years ago at the World Championship when Canada had 5 players stuck in quarantine entering the country. That was in Riga. And don't forget the 2014 Olympics. Remember that? The quarterfinal matchup. A knee knocker won by Canada. Back at the point is Price. Back for Howe, moves it and shoots. Felbergs makes the stop. 3:37 to go here in the opening period. No score between Canada and Latvia.
Great days start with great underwear, and Tommy John makes the greatest. We know that when you're free from distractions, anything is possible. That's why everything we make is meticulously crafted from breathable stretch fabric for the perfect fit, including our sleepwear that feels even softer than it looks. When you wake up to Tommy John, each day feels better than the last because greatness is in our very fabric. Go to TommyJohn.com now for our end-of-year sale.
Why pay too much for cable TV when it costs less for Fubo? Get all the channels you want with all the entertainment you love for the price that cable can't beat. Start watching at FuboTV.com.
There wouldn't be an hour in the day that I didn't think about hair thinning. I chose Nutrafol because it was 100% drug-free and clinically tested. I experienced thickness, volume. Nutrafol is life-changing for me.
Get growing at Nutrafol.com/men.
The QR promo code on screen. Got 35% off Crave monthly plans for your first 4 months and stream the best series, movies, and more. Crave, endlessly entertaining. We talked about 2014, the Latvia-Canada game. 2-1, Canada won. Shea Weber scored in the third period to break that open. And the Latvian coach, Artis Abols, was a member of that team. Kristers Gudlevskis stopped 55 of 57 shots.
And they did the sneaky bench line change for a breakaway.
Right. Here's McKenna with it. Long shot goes just wide. Catton back on it. Back around for Pinelli. And Pinelli works that free. Sends it back across. Catton in, shoots. That was blocked. Bounces back to Akey. He finds Dickinson. Bouncing puck goes back down low. Catton back to Bo Akey. For Catton. Down to McKenna. And Gavin McKenna spins loose. Throws it back, but Pinelli gets a stick on that. And Bellbergs makes the stop. Catton's in. There's a penalty coming. And I think it's going on Catton for the late poke.
I think it's going on Latvia.
Okay, well, Catton was arguing, but...
Well, they're pointing at... You might be right. I might be wrong. I thought it was for... You got it, Gord. You nailed it.
Going off.
I thought it was on Latvia for the headlock. But they got the first poke to begin with. And what has been an awkward first period for Canada. Not at all what they were expecting. Still scoreless. Not dominant by any stretch. And the officials are getting together, having a conversation about what they all saw. The puck was just kind of thrown in front. So nothing wrong there. So I don't know, that puck that's simultaneous.
14 minutes touching.
They're calling a slash, I guess, for the tap on the goaltender.
He might have missed the puck and got Bellbergs in the head, but the puck's loose. He wasn't really covered. Where does he contact Bellbergs with the attempt? Oh, into the arm. So not down to the puck. The reason why he hit him in the arm, his stick was lifted, or perhaps hooked by the Latvian defender.
So Latvians get their second power play with 3:02 to go here in the first period. And now a race for it now. And Bulan's got back to knock that away. Back down to the Canadian zone. Ivan Kovic was there for Gibson. And couldn't move that back up. Howe knocked his man down and sends it down the ice. And keep an eye on number 9 for Latvia, Eric Spateko, the Washington third-round pick. They only have 2 drafted players. He's one of them. Lifshitz in across the line, drops it back to Matejko. Rink wide pass, fed back in the high slot. A hard shot there by Saratskas. That's stopped by Ivan Kovic. Back at the point, Bulan plays it back. Another shot. Matejko in front, bouncing puck is loose. Ivan Kovic down and sent down the ice by Yager. And Yager heads off on a change. Goes back to pick it up is Ulanskis, an Anaheim 7th-round pick. Up ahead for Galevka. Galevka feeds it back to Ulyanskis. Back across to Ulyanskis. That shot goes just wide. Ulyanskis. Long shot, hit a leg in front. Picked back up by Galevka. Ulyanskis winds his way in and shoots. Stop made by Ivan Kovic. And the puck kept alive. Ulyanskis plays it back for Galevka. Now winding in is Vernieks. Vernieks can't keep possession there as it bounces back to center ice. Picked up by Price. And it's in behind Goche as time winds down in this Latvian power play and the first period. Ulyanskis winds in and shoots. Ivan Kovic a save. Ulyanskis couldn't foul the rebound and now sent down the ice by Goche. 2 shots for Latvia on that power play. Still scoreless here in the first. Brought out by Rietas. Gets his own shoot in, plays it in behind the goal. First count. Feeds that back. Tired penalty killers on the ice. That shot was blocked. Loose in front. Catton on the penalty box. And it's shipped ahead to Nadeau with Catton. Nadeau comes in. He's poke checked. Regroups at the line, but Canada was offside as Beaudoin was ahead of the play.
Latvia gets down to the offensive zone. We talked about Matejko. They put the big man right in front. 6'4", 200 plus, making Ivan Kovic. Here's Bob talking about the fact that he's under 6 feet tall, so he's got to work to find the puck. Hard to say, Bulls right on top, but he could poke it in there. He would if he could. Latvia should be feeling very confident about what they've done so far in the first period.
And, you know, Coach Dave Cameron issued the warning before this game, telling the Latvians to be one of the hardest working teams in the tournament.
They can skate, physically strong.
Lifshitz with a shot from a sharp angle. That's stopped by Ivan Kovic. Lifted back to center ice and now picked up by Ritchie. Cal Ritchie winds in. Ritchie tied up at the line. Stays on it. Ritchie plays it back down to Cowan with a big hit there on Sarts. As time winds down in the period, here's Akey with it. And Canada and Latvia will go to the dressing room scoreless after the opening 20 minutes of play. It's the 49th World Junior Hockey Championship, the 35th on TSN. And our first intermission is coming up with James Duffy and the panel from Ottawa.
Break the ice with On the Fly. Catch every gargantuan goal, every seismic save, plus reacts from our experts On the Fly after the game on NHL Network.
You go to any town in Minnesota and there's a rink. It's a big deal here.
Shooting scores!
Once again, USA Hockey wins the World Junior Championship.
On sale now at 2026.worldjunior.hockey.
I'm Martha Stewart, and this is one of my new kittens. Of course, I want to give them the happiest, healthiest life possible, which is why I choose Pretty Litter. We love this litter because it's tough on odor and helps keep tabs on their health by changing color to show high, low, and typical pH levels. Pretty Litter is also low dust. And whether you're a new cat parent or a lifelong cat lover like me, this low-maintenance litter is the game changer. Try it today. Go to prettylitter.com.
This season, share the merry with a Christmas favorite.
Legends of Evergreen Hills.
Only on the new Chick-fil-A Play app.
You're important to this work, Sam.
Uh-oh. They're trapped. Sam saves the day.
It's really good.
Yeah, give me some. What better way to sandwich in some together time with the whole family? Watch the Legends of Evergreen Hills together on the new Chick-fil-A Play app. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Can we start it again?
What's a Walt Disney World thrill feel like? It's like, and it feels even better together. Disney thrills us like.
What I thought was a complete life was nowhere near complete. But it is now.
Learn about adopting a teen at adoptuskids.org.
Last year they won gold. Now USA looks to go back-to-back.
We love us some World Juniors.
Follow the red, white, and blue as they continue their title defense versus Latvia. Saturday, 3:30 Eastern on NHL Network.
Week.
For the second straight game, Canada's goalie, perhaps its best player, at least through one period. Ivan Kovic's been good. Tanner Molendyk knows the pain of injuries at the World Juniors. Broke his wrist last year in a pre-tournament game, missed the tournament. So concern about Matthew Schaefer from his teammates. Molendyk now with Kenzie Lalonde.
Well, Tanner, let's start things off talking about Matthew Schaefer. We don't know his status right now. We saw him go down the tunnel. How challenging was it to see him leave the ice surface?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough, obviously. Second game, I mean, a player like that, you never want that to happen, but hopefully he can get back soon. I think, it's a big loss, but we got guys that can fill it.
You kind of know firsthand what it's like to miss time at this tournament last year with your wrist injury. It held you back from competing. Just what do you think he's going through in his mind right now?
Yeah, I don't even want to know. I mean, it's scary. I mean, kind of not knowing what's going on. I mean, his position's probably different than mine, but yeah, I mean, it's hard. I mean, he's younger than I was, so I mean, it's probably going to be a little tougher if it is something to be concerned about, but yeah, we're wishing him all the best.
Lots more hockey to be played here. We're tied at 0. What's it going to take to get one goal so far?
Yeah, a whole lot more. I mean, that wasn't our best. I think we weren't moving, weren't getting pucks deep, and I think, yeah, it's going to be a big part of our game. It's just kind of getting pucks deep.
All right, best luck.
Yeah, thank you.
Talked to Molendyk about that injury last year before the tournament. He was sick to his stomach. Didn't even know it was injured. Came back on the ice and then tried to take a shot and knew his wrist was broken. Had to sit with his family Boxing Day watching the tournament he thought he would be in. So great to see him back. Concerned, though, about Schaefer. Look, the 0-0 score is a mild concern for Canada right now. A DEFCON 5 concern is the health of the guy who was their best player probably in Game 1.
Yeah, we don't have a report at all at this point. It didn't look great. I mean, that was a really high-impact collision with the post and the crossbar. His left shoulder, left arm, and it really took an unbelievable jolt. So not going to speculate on what it may or may not be, but he obviously didn't look in great shape as he left the ice. So let's think about the options here. For all we know, he could come back. I doubt he comes back in this game. It wouldn't make sense on a lot of levels, but come back in the tournament, we will see. But if he can't, then here's the situation facing Team Canada. They have 8 defensemen available to them, including Schaefer. This would bring it down to 7. Sawyer Mineo is a non-roster player right now. He's a two-way defenseman from the Western Hockey League. You don't replace what Schaefer gives you, but they could activate Mineo immediately for the next game and just leave it at that and move up. Either play Gibson and Molendyk together, look for who's going to play with Oliver Bonk, and elevate a guy like Sam Dickinson, who could move up with Bonk, or Caden Price, who could move up with Bonk, and a bigger role for Bo Akey. And Mineo comes in. Now, if you so choose, Team Canada could go outside. They could go back to junior hockey and say, well, who were the defensemen we had at the summer camp? Start with them. Zane Parekh, the Calgary Flame first rounder. Carter Yakimchuk, the Ottawa Senator first rounder. Cam Allen, the Washington Capitol draft pick, who just got traded from the Guelph Storm to the London Knights. Those potentially could be options if they want to go down that road, but Yakimchuk wasn't invited to the final evaluation camp. Parekh was cut. Cam Allen might be an option if they decide to go down the route, and we don't even know yet whether or not that needs to be done.
And just to clarify, the 3 extra players that they have made Team Canada, but they've been non-rostered yet to give them that flexibility that if there was a couple of injuries that they could bring in somebody else.
I don't know if that injury shook the team, James, because after that happened, they had nothing going on. They were all over the place. There was zero physicality, zero crispness in their offensive play. They weren't on pucks. They were trying silly passes. And it started bleeding into their power play again. I think one of us mentioned Latvia's power play looks better than Canada's, and I did not think I would say that. You literally have to start from scratch on the power play, get some different personnel up there, get someone else up top who has a better ability to get the shots to the net because they were all over the map.
Well, our tendency always is to say what is wrong with Canada, which is a valid question.
This wasn't their best period.
But let's give praise to Latvia.
Yes.
That may be the best period by Latvians that we've seen in this tournament. They had a quarterfinal a couple of years ago. They scared Sweden 2-1 in their best tournament, but they were right with Canada. That was a legitimate end-to-end period.
Yeah, and you'll start with the PK, right? They just protected the middle of the ice. They didn't go chasing. They didn't move outside of the dots, and they were able to hold the middle of the ice, not give any second opportunities up. And you also look at the way that they defended. They found ways to get to players that were vulnerable to hit them, and it was Jack-Ivan Kovac who found a way to be opportunistic when the huge saves came in at the right time, and he had to make those saves at those critical times because there were some high-danger opportunities. They played different defense well. They played hard, and then when they got on the attack, they got in on him. And as a 17-year-old backstopper, he found a way to be calm, poised, controlled in the net. Look at him tracking, trying to find the puck. He knows he's got net front presence in front of him, and he's dialed in, looking to find that puck. I thought he was excellent in his mobility and just his athleticism in the crease to get it done when it meant the most.
I think the coach has one bullet in the World Juniors to kind of give it to the guys after a period. That might be the one bullet this tournament.
Let's hope the best for Matthew Schaefer, and that potential injury aside, what's going on out there right now is actually a very good thing for Team Canada. Because it could be 5 or 6 or 7-0. This is a great opportunity for the coach and the guys to try and get their house in order when they're not off the grid. This is how you get battle tested in a tournament like this.
Good thing for 20 minutes, maybe not for 40, 45, 50 if it gets into the third. We have more ahead for you here in intermission number 1 for Canada. Let's look at the numbers. And as you can see, certainly Canada with an edge as far as puck in the offensive zone, but cycle chances, Latvia with the lead, rush chances, Canada slight advantage. Certainly not the numbers we expected to see through one period of play. The overall shots, by the way, 12-9. And the Latvians in a better place than a lot of people thought they would be after one. Terrific period for them, second just ahead.
Pain. When you've got it, you know it. Introducing the X-Back from CopperFit, our groundbreaking technology designed for compression support of your lower back and core like you've never experienced before. Engineered with our most innovative, patent-pending, Advanced X compression system. Evenly distributes the support across a broader surface area of your back for relief of lower back aches and pains. A super lightweight mesh fabric, ventilated to increase airflow and release excess heat. An orthopedic designed alloy support panel and 4 built-in flexible stabilizers to help improve alignment and promote better posture. The all-new X-Back from CopperFit, the most customizable support for relief of lower back pain you will ever wear. Guaranteed or your money back. Get yours now at getxback.com or call 1-800-497-6490. Order right now and your shipping is free. CopperFit. Feel the difference.
Grandpa and I used to work on this together, and when I'm gone, I want you to have it.
Doesn't count. What you need is a will, something you can sign and make official. Start your will at trustandwill.com and make it count.
It's something about having that piece of paper. Some people think that's worth more than my skills.
I've run this place for 20 years, but I still need to prove that I'm more than what you see on paper.
You gotta be so good they can't ignore you.
It's the way my mind works. I have a very mechanical brain.
Analytics and empathy. That's how I've gained clients.
I am more.
I'm more than who I am on paper.
See how the fight for the Yellowstone began on Paramount Network.
Jacob, you can't start a range war.
Range War's already started. 1923, Season 1, Sundays on Paramount Network.
Matchup of 2 powerhouse teams. Martyr scores! Game winner! Wrist shot to scores! It's Tom Wilson! What a game!
It's time to stir up the conversation. See how we rank the best of the week.
Loads it up, scores!
And see if you agree. Tune in every week for the results of Top Shelf on NHL Network.
I'm Jack Avankovic from the Brampton Steelheads, and this is the Box Show. I push to the dot lane, then I push to the other dot lane, and then go back to the post, push back out, I push across the other dot lane, and then I go back to the post.
This has been a drill I've used ever since I was 6 years old. It just helps your skating and your ability to stay squared and kind of find your angles with a little bit of movement. This is just a simple drill I like to do.
Hey you. Yeah, you. I'm talking to you, the one that's listening to Canada versus Latvia, hanging out with us, having a good time. We appreciate you being here. Now please hit that subscribe button down below now that I've got your attention, and turn on that bell so you don't miss it when we go live for every single Canada game at the World Junior Hockey Championships, as well as tons of other sports action. We're live right now for the Toronto Maple Leafs game as well, right here on TSI. Thank you for hitting that subscribe button. Thanks for joining our awesome community. Now let's get back to the hockey. Go Canada, go!
Netter win it 3-1 is the final in that one. Sweden taking on Kazakhstan in more Group B option. This one was this wasn't close. Already 4-0 Sweden. Anton Wahlberg, his first of two, picks the corner to help Sweden move to 2-0. 8-1 is the final in that one. Just 2 games tomorrow at the World Juniors. Kazakhstan and Czechia, 1 o'clock Eastern Time. Tough turnaround for Latvia against a great U.S. team, 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time.
For cable TV when it costs less for Fubo. Get all the channels you want with all the entertainment you love for the price that cable can't beat. Start watching at FuboTV.com.
There wouldn't be an hour in the day that I didn't think about hair thinning. I chose Nutrafol because it was 100% drug-free and clinically tested. I experienced thickness, volume. Nutrafol is life-changing for me.
Get growing at Nutrafol.com/men.
Professional athletes are discovering that using the emergency oxygen tanks on the sidelines helped them catch their breath faster.
Boost Oxygen is giving the average athlete the same access to the powerful supplemental oxygen that professional athletes have. Boost Oxygen. Help is here.
The game just started and the squad's already going crazy. Because on Prize Picks, your play only needs to score 1 point to win. 1 point to start popping bottles. 1 point to make a grown man cry. It only takes 1 point to celebrate this holiday season. It's my favorite part of the holidays. Prize Picks! Download the Prize Picks app today and win big during the holidays. 1 point equals 1 win. Prize Picks. Run your game.
Anybody at home? There's only one way out of this thing where you're still breathing.
This is a conclave, Aldo. It's not a war.
It is a war. And you have to commit to a side.
This is about more than just your son.
There's no such thing as more than my son.
It's time to stir up the conversation. See how we rank the best of the week.
Loads it up, scores!
And see if you agree. Tune in every week for the results of Top Shelf on NHL Network.
No scoring in the opening period. Canada outshooting Latvia 12-9. The Latvians had the edge in faceoffs, however, in a scoreless opening 20 minutes. Gord Miller back here with Mike Johnson. Canadian head coach Dave Cameron has seen this before. The 2022 tournament, Canada and Latvia were tied at 1. After one period, Canada went on to win it, but he called that an important wake-up call for his team.
Well, he's probably delivering that message after the first period. Time to wake up. Play the way we are asking you to play. We know we can be successful if you do the things you're supposed to do. And you can tell right from the beginning of the game that Canada was maybe not quite as dialed into the little details of the game as they were against Finland. A little bit more creative or careless with the puck. Maybe a little too much passing, a little too fancy. The stuff that you were hoping they wouldn't do, especially early in the game. You were looking for a straight line, forecheck-based game, and it just didn't materialize. And when Latvia piles 5 guys back in the zone, you're going to have to do hard plays to get it to the net effectively. And Canada looked a little bit too fancy, a little too cute at times in the first period. And I'm sure they're aware of that for the second.
And the report from the Canadian dressing room is that Matthew Schaefer will not return tonight. Nothing beyond that. So, as Bob McKenzie mentioned, highly unlikely he was going to return, but it's official now. A hard shot ripped wide by Matejko. Another chance, saved by Kovic. As Matejko got 2 good looks here in the opening seconds of the second period. Cowan chips that across to Ritchie. Nadeau bats that across to Molendyk, winding it. Drops it back to Ritchie. Cal Ritchie throws it back in front. Nadeau on it. Couldn't get a shot away. Nadeau banks it back for Cowan. Feeds it back across. Molendyk chips that across to Gibson. Gibson throws that back in the corner. Stepping up is Molendyk. Ritchie drops it back. Gibson winds and shoots. That goes off the skate of the Latvian defender, Saratskas. At center ice, Gibson had it knocked away. Matikas plays it ahead, but it's batted down by Nadeau. He's got 2 singles on this shift. Cowan has a skip by him. Long shot taken there by Kurbaka, goes off a leg. And away comes Jagger. The Canadian captain for Cowan. Drops it back for Jagger. For Cowan. Now back at the point, here's Price. Getting lots of questions about Jagger. He does say it that way, not Jaeger. So he's asked for Jagger. And the puck is loose and Jagger can't quite reach it. Brought back out by Delevka. And a bouncing puck gloved there by Ivan Kovic. Played around to Bonk. Rink wide pass by Martone, whose neck guard is dangling. In comes Martone with it. Bounces back. Jagger is shot. That's stopped by Feldberg. And Martone, it looks like he's a ponytail for a moment.
His bandana's hanging out of his helmet.
Now brought back by Kautsat. In across the line, drops that back. Long shot taken there by Berskamp. Ivan Kovic to save. Pinelli. Lead pass for Cat. Winding in, feeds it across. McKenna moves it and shoots. Feldberg's got a piece of that. Love down by Dickinson. Rink wide he goes. Cat works it and shoots. Feldberg's to save. McKenna digs it back out. Feeds that back. The long shot taken there by Akey was knocked away. Oh, Akey had just 2.5 minutes of ice time in the opener for Canada. He'll get more tonight now. As Cat winds in. Trying to feed that back across. It goes off a couple of sticks. Knocked down by McKenna. What a hands play by McKenna. Back in the corner. Feeds it down to Pinelli. Pinelli winds through. Pinelli. Oh, what a move. Pinelli moves it and shoots that wide. Now Dickinson with it. And we got a penalty coming here.
A high stick to Cat.
So his second penalty of the game.
He's battling in front of that with SickKids. He doesn't like that one either. He didn't like the first slash on the goalie.
Team Canada, number 14, 2-minute high sticking.
That was a good shift for Canada. They were snapping it around. Oh, there it is. Yeah, he kind of comes down as he's getting bumped and accidentally catches Latvian player. Here's Pinelli dancing up top. 1, 2, 3. Trying to go short side. Quite a bit wide on that one, but that was better. Puck support to the net, puck retrieval, time in the ozone. That's what Canada's looking for.
Third power play for Latvia so far in the game. So Canada's been shorthanded 8 times in the first 5 periods. Molendyk off the face-off win by Luchenko. Sent down the ice by Gibson. Andrew Gibson just looks like a pro, doesn't he? And now a chance shorthanded for Luchenko. Busting in. Jed Luchenko in alone. Score! Short-handed goal. And Canada leads 1-0.
Did they ever need that? Luchenko turns it over. Now, Feldberg, you got to come for this. You're going to get a puck at the hash marks first. He's frozen in net. He doesn't make the decision. And then Luchenko, look at the shoulder check. How much time do I have? All the time in the world. Freezes Feldberg by stopping and then just pulls it to the backhand. There's no backward motion for Feldbergs, and that's what A-Balls is thinking. Just come and get the puck. Luchenko picked that puck up almost at the hash marks.
The youngest Philadelphia Flyer ever when he began the season in the NHL.
When we pulled the Canadian players who the fastest skater is, it was Molendyk. or is Luchenko? He showed it there.
Does anyone on this team have a more appropriate first name than Jet Luchenko? So a short-handed goal gives Canada the lead. And Latvia remains on the power play here for a minute and a half. Back in the corner it goes. Mornieks spins that down to Sionkas. Sionkas moves it and shoots, and Ivan Kovic got a piece of that. Sionkas moves that ahead. Ivan Kovic out to play it. And Bonk sends it down the ice. We talked earlier about Jimmy Waite being the first 17 or the last 17-year-old to play for Canada in goal at the World Junior. Of course, his tournament in '87 ended in the Piacenti punch-up. Not saying that Ivan Kovic will recreate that, but he does have a fighting major this year. Osmanis. From a sharp angle, shoots. Ivan Kovic to save. And Cataford sends it down the ice. And Luchenko comes screaming in again and almost disrupted that. Osmanis feeds it back across for Sratskas. Time winding down in this power play for Latvia. That pass is picked off by Gibson. Up ahead for Nadeau. And he finds Luchenko. Back for Nadeau. It shoots. It's off the stick. Up and out of play. One shot for the Latvians on the power play, but one goal for Canada.
Well, that's the kill they needed. Bring some energy. Here you get one more look at it. Turnover by Luchenko, and he's off to the races. I love the idea of checking to see how much time you have before you make the move, but a better view is Mellberg's. Should I go? I gotta go. And then he just slams on the brakes, and he would have made that puck so easily. And yet, he doesn't. He waits, and the Canadian families finally get to celebrate a goal. Has Canada up 1-0. Short-handed, no less. If you're going to play in the NHL for John Tortorella as a rookie, you're going to need to know how to play defense a little bit. That's one of the reasons Luchenko stayed in the NHL.
Never mind, an 18-year-old. It's a 38-year-old. You better know how to play defense. It's not optional there. Pinelli plays that back for Akey. Now Pinelli has that knocked away. Bob McKenzie making the point, by the way, in the first intermission, that Canada has not named all of its players. There are open spots. So we describe players like Soramini as healthy scratches. They're not actually officially on the roster yet. You can add players right up into the medal round. Here's Akey. Back across to Molendijk. Feeds it down to Cat. Back in front. Molendijk, a hard shot. Feldberg save. Rebound. McKenna turned away. Looked like Retanai's going to stick on that. Catton picks it free again. On the line. Keeps it alive. McKenna. Going to send it back in front. Feldberg's quickly gloves that. A whack by Pinelli there. And that draws a crowd in the corner.
Someone's got to get a penalty out of here, given everything else that's been called.
There's going to be at least one.
Are they going to give the first guy Pinelli again?
Yeah, they're taking two here, I think.
Yeah, everyone going to go. Coincidental minors.
Canada's got the lead thanks to 18-year-old Jet Luchenko, the native of London, Ontario. A short-handed goal to make it 1-0 here in Ottawa.
Does your fiance know you're spending this much money?
Is it bad?
$284 a month on subscriptions.
Where do you see that?
Just get Rocket Money. It shows all your subscriptions in one place, and you can cancel the ones you don't use with just a few taps. Download the app today.
Hi, I sell deodorant for a living, but not just any deodorant. The whole body deodorant designed just for guys. Mando Whole Body Deodorant is clinically proven to block odor all day and control it for 72 hours. Plus, it was invented by a doctor right here in the USA. What's Mando's secret? It paralyzes odor-causing bacteria. You stop bacteria, you stop odor before it starts. Now get this, because our deodorants are free from any harsh chemicals, they work safely anywhere on your body. New customers get 30% off at shopmando.com.
Smash through the action. Break the ice with On the Fly. Catch every gargantuan goal, every seismic save, plus reacts from our experts On the Fly after the game on NHL Network.
The goal scorer, Jet Luchenko, as you see, just 18 years old from London and picked by Philadelphia this summer. Was not expecting to make the team and yet was able to get a few games.
Yeah, played 4 games with him. And his family looking on. They love the letter J. There's Dad Jim. Mom Joan in front of the black hat. Sister Jenna. Brother Jace. Dad's in the black hat top left. So Jay Luchenko won't narrow it down any for you.
No, we need more initials after that. Jet doing a number. That's a big goal to get some energy back on the bench and back in the building.
So it is offsetting minor penalties. Cowan works in, holds, feeds that down for Richie. Cowan was spilled, and a penalty coming to Latvia. Mano plays it back to Price. In comes Price with it. Walks in, little back pass there, drops it back to Bob, couldn't get a shot away. And now McKenna back with it. McKenna feeds that down for Price, the pass too hot to handle. Price back with it. Feeds that back. Nadeau, too far for McKenna. And finally Latvians touch up, and we got a power play for Canada with 6:46 gone in the second.
We're going to see Canada head to the power play after some coincidental minors, which here stays 5-on-5 on the previous whistle. And Canada
Team
works
Latvia, number 12, 2 minutes, tripping.
a face-off play, because guess who's playing right defense? That's Easton Cowan, starting in the right defense spot because he's trying to isolate one-on-one against his defender. That's Tom Motza forward. And he's out there in no man's land, lots of time and space. Little slash into the ankle, down goes Cowan, and onto the power play goes Canada. Another little wrinkle in the offensive zone face-offs. And Canada a good situation.
And 0 for 1 tonight, 0 for 4 so far in the tournament.
Oh, wanted to re-rack everything, switch it up, simplify.
Out for the face-off. That's banked back by Bonk and back down the ice.
Tickets for tripping.
Oliver Bonk. Up for Nadeau, winding in. Rink wide he goes for Richie. Corrals that pass and drops it back for Cowan. Had a play. Ernie Hicks. And now Cowan. Banks it back down to Richie. Cal Richie walks in. Gets a lane and shoots. Played back by Howe. To Bonk. Across to Cowan. Feeds it back to Bonk for Richie. Winding in. Can't get a shot away. Richie gathers the puck back up. Winds the other way for Nadeau. To Cowan. Crisscrossing with Bonk. Cowan has a look. Feeds it back to the goal mouth. Howe. To Cowan. Winds in again. Cowan, long wrist shot. Goldberg saved the battle for the rebound. And the Latvian netminder has it.
Tanner Howe's out in the power play to be around the front of the net. You got Nadeau down there. And when Cowan and Richie and Bonker are being so fluid up top, it's hard to maintain your screens. So when is he going to shoot it? When do I have to get into the eyes of the goaltender? It's hard to hang in there the entire time while also being an option. Nadeau sort of off to the side. And then finally the shot comes in. Feldberg's able to see it and make the save.
Hey, oh easy, 23.
So easy.
Guys, easy.
Am I going easy on? I'm trying to score a goal here. You ease up.
Off the face-off, controlled by Latvia. Martonen on it. Held in the line by McKenna. Great steal by Gavin McKenna. He's sent flying. That's brought back out by Dahmers. Valdis Dahmers. Lost the puck to Jagr. Plays that back to Molendijk.
Look out.
Brought back for McKenna. A race for it. McKenna takes it away from Dahmers. Cat. Up ahead for Jagr. McKenna takes a whack at that. Reaching for it is Jagr. Plays it back to Molendijk. Martone. Molendijk. Jagr. Feeds it back down. Walking right on his cat with a shot. Goldberg save. Jagr back on it for Molendijk. Rossi goes to McKenna. Long shot goes high. Jagr back with it. Walks in, feeds that down to Cap. Bounces back to Molendijk. Final seconds of the power play. 2 shots for Canada on the man advantage. Jagger plays it back to Molenbeek, walks it and shoots. Feldberg's got a piece of that. He's got no goal stick. Molenbeek back with it. Or Jagger. Back across to McKenna. Spins and shoots. Feldberg save. And he's finally got his goal stick back. Molenbeek. Back across to Akey. Now Molenbeek a shot. Feldberg makes the save and hangs on with his team under siege.
Second unit, bit better than the first for Canada at the tail end of the power play. Creating some looks. It's action in the slot area. It's not quite quick enough on the releases as Feldberg has dropped his sticks several times in this game. Getting some help from his defender Krabaka to get it. It's on backwards, but figures it out.
Feldberg's played 1 game last year at the World Junior. It was against Canada. He got pulled after allowing 7 goals in the first 31 shots.
He's feeling pretty good about his game so far tonight.
Barely got a second crack at the World Junior Championship. Held at the line by Luchenko. Gauthier shot. Feldberg's the save. Played back in by Dickinson. Baudouin with it. Big free by Gauthier. Banks it back to Dickinson. Across he goes to Akey. That long shot gloved by Feldberg's. And he'll hang on.
Financial goals. At Fidelity, we know that everyone's got them and they're all different. But the one thing we share, we all want to get to them sooner.
What's up, hockey fans? It's the World Junior Hockey Championships. Big shout out to everyone who messaged me, DM'd me, left comments, chatted it up, asking if we were going to do these games. We're doing the Canada games, and now's the time for you to let us know where you're watching from. Let's find out how far out our reach is here on TSI. And a little bit of foreshadowing here with these jerseys. Leafs, Canada. And no, it's not because we're live for both games at the same time right now. Thank you for letting us know where you're watching from, city and state, city and province. Your flag emoji for your country if you are all over the world, which so many of you are. Cheers to that. Go Canada, go. We'll see you back in the chat.
Latvia in this game. And so it's up to Canada to adjust. Latvia is not going to engage on the forecheck. They're not going to get caught in deep. They are going to pile back 5 in the neutral zone. They're going to collapse down to the front of the net, and it's on Canada to find solutions to that kind of defense.
Jagger for the face-off in the defensive zone again last night. He was 14-1 on draws against the Finns. That one tied up, and Martone with a winger win on that face-off. Porter Martone tries to slide that ahead and sweeps it back down to the Latvian zone. Uljanskis plays his junior hockey in Sweden. As that shoot in by Matejko goes off a stick, up and out of play. 9:51 to go here in the second period. Jet Luchenko from London, Ontario has a short-handed goal to put Canada ahead 1-0 at the World Junior Hockey Championship.
Last year they won gold. Now USA looks to go back-to-back.
We love us some World Juniors.
Follow the red, white, and blue as they...
Cheers, insiders and hockey fans. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight. We really appreciate you spending your evening here on Toronto Sports Insider, hanging out with us while we cheer on Canada and the Maple Leafs. Yes, we're live as well right now for the Maple Leafs and the Red Wings. But you know what? You guys are awesome. I just wanted to say thank you. Keep it up in the chat. Thanks for keeping it classy. And thanks for helping this awesome community keep on growing so that we can keep changing the world one insider at a time with the work that we're doing with SickKids Hospital. Now let's get back to the hockey. Thank you, insiders. Let's go.
Maintenance litter is the game changer. Try it today. Go to prettylitter.com.
Free tablet.
PWHL action has the Ottawa Charge taking on the New York Sirens at Prudential Center Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific on TSN. Talked about history being made here at the World Junior. Jack Ivankovic, the youngest goalie to start for Canada since 1988. He's the second youngest ever. The youngest was Terry Wright for Peterborough in the 1980 tournament. That's Before Canada began sending national teams, so it was the Peterborough Peach Club team with a couple of additions. Canada started sending national teams in 1982 to the World Junior Championship.
But it offers perspective on how unusual this is.
This is
uncharted territory.
Yeah. Howe went right through his man as he bumped into Sartz. Now brought back by Bearskow. Long shot put wide of the goal. Bonk lost his stick. Now Price falls in the corner. Lipschitz plays it around. Krabaka spins away from Howe. Long shot goes wide from Saratskis. Canada can't clear it out. Bouncing puck in front. The shot was blocked. Now Krabaka back with it. In the corner for Saratskis. Winds across the top and shoots, and through the traffic, Ivan Kovic makes the save.
Ivan Kovic, surprisingly, has had to be relatively sharp and busy. There's some breakdowns early, good opportunities, and he has been aggressive. We mentioned his size, where he's maybe not as big as some modern goaltenders, 6'1", 6'2". He's down at 5'11", almost 6 feet. Plays on top of his crease, and he is lightning quick. And when you talk to him, when you get around him, he is also full of self-belief. Not arrogance, but just confidence that he is capable, which you have to have.
Back at the point. Rieta said that knocked away. It's brought back by Pinelli. For McKenna. Rink wide for
that's a hook.
Sam Dickinson. He was brought down. Penalty coming to Latvia. McKenna. Crisscrossing with Cat. The extra skater comes on. It's Ritchie. Cat winds it back in front. Pass bounces across to Ritchie. Plays it back for Dickinson. Sam Dickinson. Feeds it back for Akey. Looks back to McKenna with a shot. Felberg save. Rebound loose in front. Latvia still has enough possession. And Dickinson gathers it up. Back across to McKenna. Feeds it down to Dickinson. McKenna works in again. That shot blocked, implying the penalty coming, and Canada's going back to the power play.
Good job by Sam Dickinson joining the rush to draw the hook.
Team Latvia, play number 13, 2 minutes for the holding.
Dickinson beats his guy up the ice. Puckens gets the arm in and takes down Dickinson, and Abel says, we don't turn pucks over or else we get ourselves in trouble. And a separator in a game like this for Canada should be their power play. They're able to cash on 1 or 2 of these opportunities. It's a different feeling kind of game.
0 for 5 and counting in the tournament.
All this talented. Strange.
Jagger wins that face-off back, but it's not done fairly.
Latvia penalty. Number 13.
Then back down to the Canadian zone as Molendyk goes back to pick it up. Molendyk winds through center ice with a head of steam. Here comes Tanner Molendyk. Back in the corner, feeds that back for Jagger. Swings a rink wide to McKenna. Gavin McKenna works it down to the goal line. Martone, Molendyk. Back around for Jagger. Flips out in the corner for Cat. Back to Jagger. And now Latvia defended with a stick, and it was kicked ahead by Sionskis to a teammate to send it down the ice, and quickly up the ice goes to Vakovic. Evan Kovic rather for McKenna. Plays it back to Jagger, works it back across. That's skipped away from Cat. McKenna slides it back to Jagger. Takes the return pass from Cat. McKenna works it as a look and shoots. Ticked off the outside of the post.
Whips that wrister.
Jagger back with it. Inside a minute to go on the power play. McKenna slides it down. Here's Cat. Back to Jagger. Jagger to McKenna. Shoots. That goes wide. And McKenna back on it. Winds through and shoots. That was blocked. Kept alive by Molendyk. Now fed back across to McKenna. Latvia defender with a stick now. Here's Cat. Moves it back to Molendyk. Works around that stick. Feeds it back across to McKenna. McKenna back for Jagger, shoots, blocked in front, rebound, Baudouin turned away. Jagger back on it. Feeds that back to McKenna for Molendyk. Crisscrossing with Jagger across the top. McKenna back to Jagger, walks it and shoots, gets the rebound, fires it wide. Jagger back on it, loose at the side of the goal. And now Captain back with one shot for Canada on the power play. Back to 5-on-5. Molendyk pivots back around. Down to Baudouin as Canada changes. Ritchie comes on the ice. Baudouin swings it back across to Price, trying to thread that through. Baudouin works for it. Exhausted Latvians on the ice now. Bonk. Back for Cowan, a long shot that goes wide. Price with a chance. He hammered it wide. And the puck goes up and out. And finally the Latvians will get a break. 1-0 Canada leads. Gavin McKenna comes close on the power play.
Back pain. When you've got it, you know it. Introducing the X-Pack from CopperFit, our groundbreaking technology designed for compression support of your lower back and core like you've never experienced before. Engineered with our most innovative, patent-pending, advanced X compression system. Evenly distributes the support across a broader surface area of your back for relief of lower back aches and pains. A super lightweight mesh fabric, ventilated to increase airflow and release excess heat. An orthopedic designed alloy support panel and 4 built-in flexible stabilizers to help improve alignment and promote better posture. The all-new X-Pack from CopperFit, the most customizable support for relief of lower back pain you will ever wear. Guaranteed or your money back. Get yours now at getxpack.com or call 1-800-497-6490. Order right now and your shipping is free. CopperFit. Feel the difference.
Always fun to watch elite players create and shoot. Gavin McKenna is certainly that. Smaller guy, he uses a 60 flex stick just so he can sling it. And had one opportunity off the post you mentioned. Here's the rebound for Jagger that just sailed wide, and the best chance in the last power play as that unit was out there the full 2 minutes, but only the one shot on net.
Canada out shooting Latvia 11-0 the last 9.5 minutes. And now Ritchie in for the face-off. Tomorrow Latvia takes on the United States. Canada back in action against Germany 2 days from now. Brought up by Bernieks and a wide of Ivan Kovic. Bonk. Back across to Price. Caden Price. Lead pass to Bonk. Oliver Bonk chips that in. Cowan tried to work that free and does. Got spun around behind the goal. Cowan puts it back in front. Hard shot by Nadeau goes wide. Ritchie chops at it. And now flipped in the air by Mornieks. Good. Cowan takes that return pass. It's knocked down by Saratskas. S on the end of Latvian names very common to the point where when Bob Hartley from Canada coached the Latvian national team, they called him Bob's Hartleys. In comes Luchenko. That's a delayed offside at the Latvian line.
These refs have shown the willingness to take just one, so I would be mindful in a 1-0 game. As chippy and emotional as you want to be, Easton Cowan certainly is that as a catalyst for Canada to get in there too late as Luchenko throws himself offside, doesn't quite handle it cleanly. Gets bumped after the whistle. That's going to irritate you for sure, but Luchenko seemed fine with it before Cowan came in, and as he often does, looks to stir it up a little bit after the fact. These games are very frustrating for Canadian players. When you think you should win, when you think you should be up by a lot, you can't quite figure out what's going on. Just searching inside your head for solutions, patterns on the ice that would work better.
Luchenko pulls that free. Pass ahead to Martone was deflected. There's no icing. Sarts goes back. Matthew Cataford. Back across to Gibson. Brings it back down to Luchenko. Jet Luchenko. Winds across the top and shoots. And that got through. Feldberg's knocked that away. Kept by Dickinson. Long shot. Feldberg's to stop on that. Now loses the side of the goal. Poked free by Luchenko. Back to the line. Held by Dickinson. Sam Dickinson. For Cataford. Back for Dickinson. A hard shot. Went wide. Cataford back with it. Held to the line by Gibson. Andrew Gibson winds in. Clubs that down. Gibson back on it. Holds and drops it back to Cataford. Luchenko drops that back for Cataford. At the line, long shot by Gibson. And Feldbergs makes the save through the screen of Ethan Gauthier.
And Gauthier and Sartz continue a battle that had been about 45 seconds straight. Look at these two guys just working each other for position. Fought the puck. One guy trying to touch it, one guy trying to defend it. It's good stuff. This is how you do it. You want to go score goals, Gauthier goes to where he has to. You want to stop a guy, starts doing the same thing. Fronting while also boxing out. It's good defense and a good battle all the way to the whistle.
It's exhausting to watch. Bounces back to Akey. Kitchener, Ontario native. Now Molenbeek, a shot. And the save made by Feldbergs. Ethan Gauthier, native of Drummondville, where he plays junior. Played the Memorial Cup last year for them. He's a second-round pick by Tampa in 2023. His dad, Denny, played 10 NHL seasons and won a gold medal for Canada at the 1996 World Junior in Boston.
And was a tremendous roommate to one Mike Johnson on the road for a couple of years with Arizona.
And you guys did not have an issue with the TV remote, is that correct?
No, Monday and Wednesdays were his. Wrestling.
Okay,
because
the Gauthier family are legendary wrestlers in Quebec.
Lots of actual family members were professional wrestlers, so he got the remote those 2 nights, and I got the other 5.
Okay, but to be clear, if Denny had wanted it the other night,
he could have had anything he wanted if he asked for it.
Here's Pinelli back with it. Feeds that back to Molenbeek, a shot that goes wide. Brought out by Dahmers. Ozalapa lays that back around. That shot goes wide despite the edge in play. Still a 1-0 game. Molenbeek taps it back around for Akey. Bo Akey. Brings it back across for Molenbeek. That was poke check to the Latvian line, and Molenbeek tries it again and fires it back down to the Latvian zone. Inside 3 to go here in the second. Feldbergs plays it around. Jagger tries to play that back in front, but it's knocked down by Motts. Tom's Motts winds in, the puck rolls away, and that was chipped away by Pinelli. At the point, Golance, that shot fanned on, and Pinelli back on it. Winds back and flips it across to Price. Caden Price pivots back as Canada's changing. Goes across to Pinelli. Winds in across the Latvian line. That's poke checked away. Price drops that back for Bonk. Lead pass for Howe missed and icing called against Canada.
Canada now 31-12 in shots with the last 15 in a row. And yet I don't think Latvia cares one bit. They are delighted with how this game is going. Look at Dave Cameron. Whoa. Getting on his bench. And that speaks to the lack of execution that he is seeing through the neutral zone on the entries to get the forecheck going. That's as hot as we've seen him this tournament.
Bonk off the face-off win by Jagger, plays it ahead, knocked down by Howe.
Can't touch it.
Hand pass.
I mean, Tanner, you know you knocked it over there. You got to go get it before anybody else touches it. Be locked in mentally. These little details. Face-off will come back to center, and I'm watching Dave Cameron on the bench and watching the line combinations to see if he is exploring changing some lines, trying to get a different look to maybe get a spark as this game wears along.
Loose at center ice. That's knocked down by Cataford, who plays it rink wide. Lifshitz plays it ahead. That shot was blocked. Delevka had it stopped by Gibson. Now Delevka back with it. Spins and shoots. Kicked out by Kovic. Cataford banks it off the glass. Back out to center ice. And the lead pass goes to Jagger. In comes Jagger with a break. Shoots. And Feldbergs might have got a piece of that. But Jagger just missed. Jagger back on it. Knocked down by Cataford. His shot was blocked. Jagger leaves it back for Gibson. Down to Jagger. Cross for Dickinson. Shoots. Feldberg save. Rebound. Howe couldn't reach it. He was tied up. Cataford plays it back for Dickinson. His shot goes wide. Lifshitz back on it. He falls behind the net. And picked up by Ulyanskas. Brought back now by Nadeau. Rink wide he goes for Cowan. Holds and shoots. Feldberg's got a blocker on that. Cowan fires and Feldbergs makes the glove save and hangs on. 46 seconds to go in the period.
A couple mini breaks for Canada as they get a couple odd man rushes. Remember last game, Easton Cowan waiting for the goalie to pull off the post and going short side? He was waiting for the same, except Feldbergs waited him out, stayed square, made a nice save, and Jagger out of the air, and a quick release. Sails high and wide past Feldbergs, trying to catch him with the early shot. Just got away from him a little bit.
Latvia went nearly 14 minutes between shots in the second period.
And yet Latvia would say, well, Canada's gone 40 minutes with just one goal.
Right.
So we're okay with where we're at.
Batted back to center ice. Cowan back to pick it up. Takes a quick look at the clock. Feeds it back across for Molendyk. Molendyk up ahead to Aki.
No, it's good.
Aki lifts that back down to the Latvian zone as Sarts goes back. Picked up by Matejko. Eric's Matejko. Works in, fans on the first try. Aki slams him into the corner. Work free for Cowan. Away with Nadeau. And Ritchie jumping in. Lead pass for Nadeau. Back for Cowan. Out the other side of Ritchie. That skipped away from him. Boulans winds across the Canadian line. Feeds it as time winds down. Boulans looking for it. And Canada, thanks to the short-handed goal from Jet Luchenko, will go to the dressing room with a 1-0 lead after 2 periods of play. You're watching the 2025 World Junior Hockey Championship from Ottawa on TSN. Our second intermission with James Duthie in the panel is coming up.
John, are you eating anything?
Oh, do you believe in life after love?
Why pay too much for cable TV when it costs less for Fubo? Get all the channels you want with all the entertainment you love for the price that cable can't beat. Start watching at FuboTV.com.
Introducing Mando Whole Body Deodorant. Mando's different. It's tough enough to control body odor in all your toughest smelling places. How does Mando work? Rather than covering up odor with heavy fragrances, Mando stops odor before it starts. Our formula is powered by an acidified technology and pH optimized. It works by blocking bacteria from digesting fluids on your skin like sweat anywhere on your body. Order Mando Whole Body Deodorant today and control your body odor better everywhere.
For the best deals, go to shopmando.com.
Welcome to the evolution of sports oxygen. Professional athletes are using supplemental oxygen more than ever for rapid aerobic recovery to be better, stronger, faster. Boost Oxygen. Suck it up.
This season, share the merry with a Christmas favorite. Legends of Evergreen Hill. Only on the new Chick-fil-A Play app.
You're important to this work, Sam.
Say
Uh-oh, they're trapped. Sam saves the day.
It's really good.
Yeah, give me some. What better way to sandwich in some together time with the whole family? Watch the Legends of Evergreen Hills together on the new Chick-fil-A Play app. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Can we start it again?
A superstar in the making.
And this is...
This? Oh, you mean this? This is how I watch the Bucks, Thunder, the Wolves, not missing a thing.
We just got NBA League Pass. You can pick from so many live games and get home and away streams with your favorite announcers. Not missing a thing.
But can it do this? Bang! Bang! Bang!
Nope.
It's a marquee matchup in every sense of the word.
A brilliant glove stop.
Sam Reinhart,
A rocket of a shot by Artemi Panarin.
these two teams go at it.
Last year, they won gold. Now, USA looks to go back-to-back.
We love us some World Juniors.
Follow the red, white, and blue as they continue their title defense versus Latvia. Today, 3:30 Eastern on NHL Network. This is NHL Network.
Your second intermission here on TSN, and 40 minutes in, just a 1-0 Canada lead, and it's a shorthanded goal by Jet Lutchenko, the Philadelphia Flyers first rounder. That is the difference so far. He's with Kenzie Lalonde.
Well, Jet, through 40 minutes of play, you guys are in the lead here, 1-0. What is it about Latvia's game right now that's challenging?
Yeah, they're playing pretty well defensively and pretty tight. So, I mean, I think we got to come in, we got to shoot some more pucks here, and I think if we play our game, we can come out on top here.
You had a handful of games with the Flyers this year, and I know you had taken a face-off against Connor McDavid, and you kind of said that was my welcome to the NHL moment. So to score a goal here at the Juniors, is this your welcome to the World Junior moment?
Yeah, I think so. It's obviously, it's nice to be with all these guys and this team. It's great. So, I mean, anytime I can put a goal on the board for a team, it's great.
See your family's reaction there. How special is that?
Yeah, it's really cool. It's cool to have them all here and support me. So that's definitely a special moment.
Best of luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
Okay, back with Cheryl Pounder, Jeff O'Neill, and Bob McKenzie. Perspective again. Canada has played Latvia 4 times in the history of this tournament, 4-0, 41 goals, 4 against. And 1 shorthanded goal. We're a bounce away from a tie here.
Jimmy, I thought I was going to be doing the 8th goal for this period, but it's the first goal, and I didn't think it was going to be a short-handed goal, but it's an excellent job by Jet Lutchenko in the neutral zone. He intercepts a pass and takes it the other way, and the Latvian goaltender says, I ain't moving, come at me, bro, and he ain't going anywhere. And Jet Lutchenko takes advantage of it, because he could come out and challenge that just a little bit. And when you stay deep in your crease like that against a talented shooter, he will make you pay every single time. It's a great individual effort by him.
So shorthanded, they're outscoring the power play, which is now 0 for 6 in the tournament. 0 for Finland, 0 for 3 against Finland, one thing. 0 for 3 against Latvia through 2 periods. What's wrong? How do they fix it?
It is a full-blown powerless play at this point. They were 0-3 against Finland. They're now 0-3 against Latvia. They were 1 for 4 in the pre-tournament. They didn't look particularly good in the pre-tournament on the power play, but they look even worse here in the actual tournament game. Really, they're getting a lot of power play perimeter time, and Latvians are blocking shots and boxing out like it is their job. And Canada has not been able to get to the inside much at all. There's very few first chances, even on the power play, and obviously there's even fewer second chances. So I'm not sure how you necessarily fix that, but that is not very pretty.
Well, it's interesting. After 40 minutes tonight, the high danger chances are 9-4 in favor of Canada. Last night against Finland, 21-3. Just think about that in terms of high danger. When you look at the power play, you got to look at the PK on the other side. They're not getting inside, right? Latvia's doing an excellent job of holding the middle of the ice, really being disciplined, not chasing when Canada has full possession. And then when they don't, when there's a errant pass, they're jumping and they're closing quickly with active sticks and they're getting it out.
When it's this poor, you got to make a drastic change. Go to the napkins where you had the backup plan and figure out the personnel for plan B, because it's out there somewhere.
You heard the update on Schaefer not returning tonight. We don't know anything more right now, but we know with his absence tonight, Tanner Molendyk becomes the primary puck mover. And if the absence of Schaefer goes prolonged into this tournament, Molendyk becomes more important than he already was for Canada.
Well, you saw him playing 2 minutes on the power play, quarterbacking it from the top. And here's a guy that is such an efficient skater. He's outstanding and he's dynamic. So he's going to control the entry. We saw it numerous times in that second 20 minutes, just his ability to gain entry because of his skating ability. Look at his edge work here. And then upon entry, he's going to carry it wide. We've seen this a few times. And then it's about recovery once you're in the offensive zone. Again, manipulating, put the pass down, get to the weak side of the ice, and hit the seam for a one-timer. I mean, this guy is a magician in terms of the offensive blue line, just recognizing where he is on the ice to pop to the spots. I mean, this is a defender coming through in and around the paint just because he recognized that seam is available. They need more of that because they certainly need a quarterback specialist on the power play.
You like to play coach sometimes. You saw Dave Cameron screaming.
I told you, man, once a tournament, you get one chance because everybody's coming here. They want to have a good time. You don't want the coach yelling and screaming. But once a tournament, Donnie Hay gave it to us during the Czech game, and they got it tonight on the bench. And a lot of their top players are not very good tonight, and it was well-deserved from the coach. Because he was giving it to them pretty good.
But you really don't want to use it against Latvia. You'd rather use it if you say New Year's Eve against the Americans or something.
You can never predict the timing of when you need to do this. Early on in the tournament, I would suggest is probably better.
So what else can you do third period?
Well, I like Baudouin's play because he's getting net front. Right? He's getting net front, and you got to be a pest in there. You've got to be able to win the battle to get the second shot opportunity. You have to find the lanes. That's the biggest thing. You got to move coverage. I'd work it high, low quickly, and then try and walk to the net. You got to move the coverage outside of the middle of the ice.
All right, before we head to break, we know there are thousands of young hockey players out here watching tonight who dream of playing this tournament, and we want to send our love out to one of them in particular, and his name is J.D. Traynor. Terrific young hockey player, 16 years old from Paradise, Newfoundland. He's been on Hockey Canada's radar for a while after becoming a terrific player and leader. And he's had a really tough year. Battling cancer right now, keeps getting dealt blows, keeps fighting back. We know he's watching tonight, cheering on Canada from Janeway Hospital in St. John's. And so we wanted to let you know, JD, that we are cheering you on tonight and sending all our love and the energy in this building, which there is ton, your way tonight to Dad Jerry and Mom Christina, Sister Taylor, Brother Joe, all of you out there tonight. Our thoughts, our love with you as we continue to watch Canada and Latvia, the Canadians up by 1 through 2 periods of play. We continue here on intermission number 1 inside the Canadian dressing room. Yeah, not a lot of talk, not a lot of energy right now. Third period ahead with a 1-0 lead.
Just located. Original U.S. government Morgan silver dollars. The most sought-after coins in American history. Bulletin, 9:45 a.m. New York. National Collectors Mint releases 2,935 of the last surviving United States minted Morgan silver dollars still in existence. Each coin is 104 to 147 years old, but condition is important, and all the U.S. government Morgan silver dollars in this release are guaranteed to be in brilliant uncirculated to fine condition. 320 million Morgan silver dollars were melted by the U.S. government for both world wars. Millions more were melted by silver profiteers again and again as silver prices soared. Each contains over 3/4 of an ounce of pure silver. When silver first hit $50 an ounce, China and India were poor nations. Now China and India are rich, and the price of silver has tripled, up 50% in the last 2 years alone. Will this drive the price to over $50 within 2 more years? Since 2004, overall purchases of silver coins and bars are up over 400%. But you can still get the same quality original Morgans for our low TV price, just $39 each. This price can only be guaranteed for the next 7 days. This is $40 to $80 less than several national retailers charge for a similar Morgan silver dollar. These original United States minted Morgan silver dollars are heavy with .900 pure silver and rich in historic value. These last remaining survivors can be yours for just $39 each. Strict limit of 5 coins per caller. National Collectors Mint protects your purchase price with our silver dollar money-back guarantee. But you must act soon to own an authentic Morgan silver dollar at this price. Orders accepted on a first-come, first-served basis. Don't miss out. Call now.
Call 1-800-915-6146. That's 1-800-915-6146. Strict limit of 5 coins per caller. So call 1-800-915-6146. That's 1-800-915-6146.
Look, great blue heron. You know, when I go, I'd like to leave some money to the local bird conservancy.
Doesn't count.
What you need is a will, something you can sign and make official. Start your will at trustandwill.com now and make it count.
This is NHL Network.
All right, let's look at the Sportlogic numbers. Again, the stats starting to lean more and more Canada's way. Certainly offensive zone time and slot shots, etc. But again, the only one that matters, just a 1-0 lead now with 20 minutes to go in this one. If you've been watching this tournament for years, and I know that most of you have, we do this little skills segment in every intermission where Canadian players take turns demonstrating something they're really good at. It's our 35th anniversary covering the World Juniors this year. We thought we'd do a little something different here and there. So for tonight's skill, Gavin McKenna will try to keep stick handling the puck, while Jesse and Luca from Bar Down fire random stuff at him.
Anyone that's watched you play, great hands, great with the puck on his stick. We're gonna throw a ton of pucks at you and some random items and see how long you can stick handle a puck with everything we're throwing at you.
Sounds good.
Oh my God.
Zach? That's time. Obviously holds on to the puck the whole time, eh? Not bad. Just another day at the office, eh?
Why pay too much for cable TV when it costs less for Fubo? Get all the channels you want with all the entertainment you love for the price that cable can't beat. Start watching at FuboTV.com.
I'm Martha Stewart, and this is one of my new kittens. Of course, I want to give them the happiest, healthiest life possible, which is why I choose Pretty Litter. We love this litter because it's tough on odor and helps keep tabs on their health by changing color to show high, low, and typical pH levels. Pretty Litter is also low dust. And whether you're a new cat parent or a lifelong cat lover like me, this low-maintenance litter is the game changer. Try it today. Go to prettylitter.com.
I feel like I lose track of at least $500 a month.
Yeah, maybe that's because you still use spreadsheets. Haven't you heard of Rocket Money?
No, but you're probably going to cut me off and tell me
It's an app that tracks your spending in real time, lowers bills, and helps you find and cancel sneaky subscriptions.
Sign me up.
About it. Good riddance to the Pac-12.
Can you do it in terms of a week to week to week?
I don't see a pathway for this team to miss the college football playoffs.
We want to make sure you have those best bets in the entirety of our betting cards.
That was
Lincoln!
But he had that program was already going there!
Only on Sports Grid.
My name's Stacy. I'm 57, and I was adopted in 2020. One teen can come in and make you look at life in a whole different way.
You know, he's my father, so I look up to him a lot. If I can be 10% of the man he is, I'll be a happy person for sure.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org.
Matchup of two powerhouse teams. Carter scores! Game winner! Wrist shot takes scores! It's Tom Wilson! What a game!
First goal of the game goes to Canada. It's shorthanded for Jet Luchenko, his first of the World Junior Championship. Canada's out shooting Latvia 33-13, but it's a 1-0 game entering the third period. Back with Mike Johnson. This is a game where Canada's looked a little disjointed.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of different levels. You think 33 shots, they have one goal. It's a short-handed breakaway. How are they not finding the back of the net more often against Latvia? And I think you have to give Latvia a lot of credit for how they're playing, the willingness to get into shot lanes, staying tight, not getting strung out. But it's also some of it's on Canada for trying to find more lanes, quicker decisions, more accurate shots, quicker releases. And when you give Latvia a chance, they are kind of come flying into the shot lane. They are everyone willing to sacrifice to block a shot, put their body on the line to defend for their goaltender. our disables will be pleased with how they're defending so far. So for Canada, same volume, just a little bit quicker, because you look at where we are after 2 periods, going back to 2010. Some big leads for Canada. They have never been this close to Latvia 40 minutes into a game.
It was 1-1 in the second in 2022. Canada finally won it 5-2. And now off the draw, brought in that long shot, whistled wide by Osmanis. Nadeau bounces back to Ritchie. In comes Cal Ritchie across for Nadeau. Rink wide pass for Cowan, just out of his reach. Cowan down to Ritchie. And Matejko moves out ahead, knocked down by Molendyk, and Nadeau back with it. And away comes Nadeau, in across the Latvian line, drops that back to Cowan. Cowan, a long shot, hit a leg in front as Latvia's Harris Sionskis got in the way. That is a skate in front of the Latvian bench. Uljanskas brings it back the other way for Latvia. Uljanskas winds in, gets around Catton and shoots, bouncing puck in front. Ivan Kovac got a piece of the first shot. Now the rebound sent ahead to McKenna. In comes McKenna with Cowan trying to flip that ahead, and a scorpion stop there by the Latvian defender. Shot his leg up to block that pass.
You nailed it.
That was Kerbaka.
A scorpion by a defender on a 2-on-1. A little high five from his goalie for Kerbaka and his efforts. We coined this one. Look at this, get it up and take a piece. That was intentional too. He was looking at the puck. He wasn't just doing it blind. And that's McKenna. He's got a 1.5 feet in the air. Well done by Kerbaka. And this is to start the 3rd period. All the Latvian players up, banging their stick. Let's go. We're ready. We're in this game.
Hey, listen, you and I have been there a couple of times. We've watched Latvia internationally for years at the Olympics, the senior level. Great, passionate fans. Some of the best international hockey fans in the world, and passionate players.
They lay it on the line.
Yeah.
They know that they have to play a certain style with a certain degree of emotion and physical commitment to have a chance against the top countries. And from teenage on to men's to women's, whatever, this is how Latvia plays the game, and it gives them a chance to be competitive.
And they have scattered to the 4 wins since their domestic league collapsed, and the teams under those top-level teams went out as well. So these players don't see each other a lot, but they put on that uniform, and they've been tough at a lot of levels for a lot of years. Pinelli off the face-off win, chips that back to Price. In comes McKenna, shoots, and Feldberg's got a piece of that. McKenna back on it, bring back around, held by Bonk. Pass too far for McKenna. Got the ice. Banks it back to center ice. Price back across to Bonk. Lead for McKenna. Just chip there for Cat. That was knocked away. Cloutsands moves out ahead and shot back in by Sirkins. Bonk. Lead pass for Catton winding in. Latvia tight turnaround to tomorrow. Night game tonight, afternoon game tomorrow against the United States. We saw that earlier today with the Finns against Germany. They played the night game against Canada. Then this afternoon against the Germans. Oh no! Ozolapa winds it back around. Sam Dickinson on it. Latvian stick went flying as Aki brings the puck back out for Canada. Snaps that pass ahead, chipped in by Howe. And back goes Uljanskas. Aki kicks out ahead. And Cataford drops it back. Aki swings that back to Sam Dickinson. And Cataford chips it back down to the Latvian zone. Uljanskas plays for AIK Stockholm's junior program. In comes Baudouin with a chance, just rolled off his stick. Oh, Baudouin back with it. Winds across and shoots. Feldberg's got the end of his stick on that. Luchenko centers it. Hard shot by Baudouin. Feldberg's got just a piece of that. And Luchenko couldn't hold the line as Molendyk is back with it. And that flip goes off the stanchion of the Canadian bench, and play is called.
So if you're wondering, if you're watching Canada, say, where's the speed to the neutral zone? Here's Akey picks up the puck. Look where the forwards are. They're all 100 feet away from him. And then by the time he gets it past them, they're standing still, which means no speed for any kind of forecheck. Same thing. 3 forwards standing dead still in the neutral zone. They can chip it in, go for a line change. One guy can stretch, but not all 3 guys can stretch. Someone has to come back to the puck and attack with speed with the defenders to give Latvia to think about, something to think about.
Back goes Price for it. Brings it back around to Nadeau. For Ritchie. Ritchie hooks it back for Nadeau. To Ritchie. Rink wide he goes for Nadeau, winding in. Drops that back for Cowan. Couldn't get a shot away. Now Nadeau back with it. Looks back across for Bonk with traffic. Bonk shoots. Was way wide. Tipped by Ritchie. Nadeau. Back for Price. Caden Price winds his way in. Looks back towards the front of the goal. Nothing but Latvians in front of him. Now Cowan has it. And Cowan pivots back. Lifshitz couldn't knock it out. And Price plays it back in for Ritchie. Bouncing puck got away from him, but Lifshitz again can't clear it out. Ritchie tight ropes the blue line. Works his way in. Ritchie stays on it. A clinic of puck protection by Ritchie. In shoots. Feldberg save. A little whack there by Cowan. But Feldbergs has it.
Oh, Ritchie was just hanging onto it by the blue line under duress. Tight roping, keeping it alive. Good hands and confidence, even though he's got some pretty good defense bothering him. Able to finally get off the boards and get it down to the net. It's the right idea. Traffic in front. Feels like Canada needs a tip. All these shots that are getting drifted down to the net, someone's got to get a piece of one. Because right now, Feldberg's seeing it. Sometimes when he's not, he's still stopping it.
Finelli banks it back around to Molendyke. Cat back to Gibson, a shot that goes high. Molendyke plays it back around for Pinelli. In the high slot for Cat, and that's knocked away. And brought back up by SickKids.
Coming up to Pinelli, a penalty.
Yeah, I'm going to call here. And so with 15:10 to go, it'll be Pinelli who goes off for Canada.
And this is where the 1-0 lead gets tight.
Minor penalty.
Puck's turned over, someone's trying to dance through, and he definitely reached out and grabbed them. Certainly SickKids goes down. I mean, you grab on, you're going to get a penalty.
So the shots in the last 20 minutes of this game are 21-1 for Canada. It's a 1-0 game, and Latvia is going to the power play. Latvia 0 for 3 with 6 shots so far, and they've looked dangerous at times.
What's interesting is Matejko, their best offensive player, they're putting him right in front.
Luchenko does have a short-handed goal on the Latvian power play. At the side of the goal, that's frozen for a moment. Gibson pulls it out and can't clear it out. Howe reaching for it. Bouncing puck goes to Lifshitz. Takes the return pass. Winds that back. Luchenko got a stick on it and feeds it back down to the Latvian zone and heads off. Lifshitz. Matejko trying to wind in, and Jagger moves that down the ice. If you've ever wondered what 18,000 nervous people sound like, this might be it. Boulans plays it back down for Matejko. The pass too far for him. And on the line, Boulans couldn't hold it. And that's a regroup at center ice. Inside a minute to go on the Latvian power play. Delevka. Jumps in onside, plays it back around. Goche on it. Caden Price with time, sends it back down. Uljanskis. Batted in by Sionskis. Pilevka. Moves that back down a centering pass and a quick chance there for Murnieks. That was stopped by Avinkovic. Uljanskis back with it. Final second to the power play. Feeds it back across and a hard shot taken by Sionskis. That was stopped by Avinkovic. On comes Pinelli. 2 shots for Latvia on the power play. And Price back to pick it up.
One really good look to Murnieks, though. A little bumper play.
Now Ritchie in, shoots, and a pad save by Feldberg. We welcome those of you who are watching the PWHL on TSN 3. Here in Ottawa, 1-0 Canada leading Latvia in the third period. Jetluchenko has the only goal shorthanded in the second period. Cowan, Nadeau, back for Ritchie, a shot that goes wide. Bearskow winds it on Dickinson, and back comes Hickey to take that away. Back at the point, Sarts works it and shoots. That goes high and wide. Back at the point, knocked up by Nadeau, who was almost off to the races. Cowan tried to wind in. That's knocked down by Bearskow and played back down to the Canadian zone. Dickinson. Lead for McKenna, who knocks that down. Back goes Rathenice to pick it up. Gibson plays it back in for Pinelli. In behind the goal. Catton tries to chip that ahead. Catton for Pinelli. That's knocked down. But the puck squirts free to Osmanis. Osmanis flips it back across. Jumping in his Kerbaka with a shot. And Molendyk got in the way of that. Molendyk. That little chip was knocked away, and away comes Catton with it. Berkeley Catton spins back. Winds back across, flips that down to McKenna. And that goes wide. Here's Catton with it. Catton swings it back across. McKenna walks it and shoots. And that was blocked again by Kerbaka. 1-0 Canada leads. Nervous moments here in Ottawa.
This telecast of the IIHF World Junior Championship is presented by Sense Arena. Own the ice in virtual reality with NHL Sense Arena 25.
Experience a new reality of off-ice hockey with NHL Sense Arena 25. Available on MetaQuest. Transform any space into your own virtual rink where you can practice anytime, anywhere. With modes for goalies and players.
What's up, hockey fans? It's the World Junior Hockey Championships. Big shout out to everyone who messaged me, DM'd me, left comments, chatted it up, asking if we were going to do these games. We're doing the Canada games, and now's the time for you to let us know where you're watching from. Let's find out how far out our reach is here on TSI. And a little bit of foreshadowing here with these jerseys. Leafs, Canada. And no, it's not because we're live for both games at the same time right now. Thank you for letting us know where you're watching from, city and state, city and province. Your flag emoji for your country if you are all over the world, which so many of you are. Cheers to that. Go Canada, go. We'll see you back in the chat.
Brent sheepishly admitted that Andrew grew the better mustache, and so Andrew's kept it ever since. The Edwards family, Kristen, Brent, Ethan, and Kenzie, proudly attended the NHL draft to hear Andrew's name called, and so they knew they'd be here at the World Juniors too. His biggest fan, Billet's sister Kenzie, wears number 6 back home with her hockey team to be just like Andrew.
And the legend grows.
As does the mustache. And his importance on this team. Potentially as well.
For just joining us, early injury to defenseman Matthew Schaefer, the 17-year-old phenom who was one of Canada's top players. Now Cowan, a shot that's blocked. Will not return tonight. His status beyond that, not yet determined, but it didn't look great. Long shot by Molendyk goes wide. Now Nadeau plays it in for Cowan. Back for Ritchie with a shot. Feldberg to stop. Back at the point is Gibson with it. Gibson plays that back to Cowan. Crisscrossing with Ritchie. Ritchie a shot! Feldberg looks back. The referee says no goal. Richie had a close look.
I see Feldberg shaking his head. No. I got that one in time as a rare shot from the slot for Canada. Richie had a couple different looks. First one's a one-timer, then he walks one, rolls it off the post, and no, Boulans is right there as well to make sure that that doesn't trickle across. Thought a lot of the post was rolling back towards it, but no, both the glove and the stick of Boulans making sure that this game stays just 1-0. Certainly this game has gone much different for Feldbergs than the one last year. He got pulled halfway through.
Got a timing issue sorted out now. Catton will step in. I guess Morniak's.
Not yet.
Still a clock issue here. Ah.
The play's under review.
Okay.
So it looked to me like Feldberg's got his glove behind it very quickly. Now in the process of falling back, did the puck under the glove get across the goal line? No, Richie doesn't seem to think so.
Off the post, off his back,
so
off his leg.
So as he's falling back in there's a little drift back towards, this is the best look we're going to get at it. He clearly gets his glove on it before it gets across the line. Clearly.
You need an MRI to figure that out.
And it feels like the puck is somewhere behind the white portion of his glove, around the wrist. And I didn't see a lot of momentum. And unless you have an x-ray, I'm not sure how we're going to find where that puck is relative to the goal line once this happens.
Boulans is kind of poking at it, which might have actually knocked it in, but you can't tell.
You see I think you can almost see the puck there when he started standing up, and it was still just sitting on the goal line. So I don't think this one is going to count.
This was initiated by the video goal judge, this review.
And that's just because he felt it was close enough to warrant a second look. Lots of different looks at it. I don't think this is going to count.
After video review, call on the ice stands, we have no goal.
All right, so
better to be sure. If you drifted across, you think about a game that's this tight or a medal round game, you want to make sure to get it right. That one wasn't too hard. Feldberg's good night continues. Up to 40 shots on goal now for Canada.
And Feldberg's has stopped the last 24 he's faced.
And he just stepped out off the line. He would have been able to thwart the breakaway by getting to the puck first.
5-on-5, it's been fairly even at stretches.
Canada has the puck a lot, but they're not creating great chances.
McKenna knocks down that clearing attempt, tries to drop it back. And brought back by Morniak's. In across the line comes Kerbaka with a shot. Glove by Ivan Kovic. And he'll hang on to that.
It's no problem for Ivan Kovic. That is Kerbaka joining. It was a 3-on-3. It was well sorted out. McKenna communicating with his two defensemen to come back and make sure that he takes the wide guy. See him pointing. Bonks going over to cut off the stop up, and you trust your goalie. He's going to save that 100 out of 100 times.
Kerbaka plays
makes no mistake.
The Czech Junior League. Had a couple of good shot blocks here tonight. Been a stout defender. Off the face-off, it's knocked back for Kerbaka, couldn't hold it. Now it's knocked down by Luchenko. Or Janskis. Out to center ice, knocked down by Gibson. And Gibson tries to move down ahead for Baudouin. Picked up by Luchenko. Rink wide for Molendyk. In comes Tanner Molendyk. Throws it back in front. Feldberg to stop on Baudouin, who is busting in. Now Baudouin gets a stick on that. Knocks it free. And Gauthier's pass is picked off by Sartz. Back comes Saratskas. Back at the point, that's picked off by Baudouin. End of a long shift for him. He gains center ice and sweeps it down. Past the midway point of the third period. Dickinson backs out the center ice. Thrown down by Howe. Chipped in by California. Jagger after it. Now brought back out. Mouthsands works in and shoots. And the stop is made by Ivan Kovic. 9:08 to go in the third period. 1-0 Canada leads.
Critics agree Leadman is a...
Why do I love college hockey?
Hey, you. Yeah, you. I'm talking to you, the one that's listening to Canada versus Latvia, hanging out with us, having a good time. We appreciate you being here. Now, please hit that subscribe button down below now that I've got your attention, and turn on that bell so you don't miss it when we go live for every single Canada game at the World Junior Hockey Championships, as well as tons of other sports action. We're live right now for the Toronto Maple Leafs game as well, right here on TSI. Thank you for hitting that subscribe button. Thanks for joining our awesome community. Now let's get back to the hockey. Go Canada, go!
Latvia defense searching for a insurance goal. Molendyk recognized right away what he wants to do here. Just find a way to get it to the front, to Baudouin driving. Getting one hand on it, and he does a nice job getting across, but Sartz does just enough to bother Baudouin so that he can't elevate it over top of Feldberg's. Pick and choose your spots in a game this close. 9 minutes left. If you're a defenseman, when to activate, that was a good time for Molendyk to go.
Brought in by Sionskis 30 years ago. The 95 World Junior, one of the most famous pinches by a defenseman, Jamie Rivers, a.k.a. the Rivers Boat Gambler. In the last year of the straight round robin format, against the Czechs, jumped up as the bench yelled, "No, no!" and then he scored. In comes Gauthier. Ethan Gauthier shoots. That's gloved by Feldberg. Tanner Molendyk, such a great skater from McBride, BC. We mentioned one of the smallest communities ever represented by a Canadian junior player. Under 500 people. It's actually closer to Jasper, Alberta than anywhere else. Kind of halfway between Jasper and Prince George, BC. First round pick by Nashville in 2023.
And he knows all too well about the disappointment in being injured last year. Hurt his wrist in a pre-competition game. Was not able to play for Canada, and they missed him greatly.
Gold medalist of the Hlinka Gretzky Cup in 2022. 19 of these Canadian players have won an under-18 gold medal, either at the Hlinka Gretzky Summer Tournament or the IHF Spring Under-18 Tournament. Molendyk to Ritchie. Molendyk moved in deep, and now Cowan with it. Cowan plays it back. Saratskas. Long shoot and goes wide. Now racing to it is Gibson. Canada with a 17-year-old goaltender in the net for a World Junior game for the first time in 38 years. Brought in by Palevka. Palevka winds in, throws it back in front. That's picked off. And bumped up by Gibson to the line, but not out. Sartz winds in, gets around Cowan, shoots. That was blocked by Ritchie. The puck was in his equipment. We got a penalty coming here. They're going to take
a review.
They're going to review this high stick.
Look at me.
So Delevka got clipped with a high stick. He's at the Latvian bench.
Review.
And so this could mean a major penalty being reviewed.
Oh boy. And it's Gibson as well, a guy they'd want on the ice for probably at least half the remaining time on the clock. And one official go over and check on Delevka to see the nature of the contact. Checking his nose. Oh, that doesn't look pleasant. So the jaw's all okay. Looks like he's going to be fine. I guess the refs will take a look at it. Doesn't look like there's too much of an injury there for Delevka. That's good news for him. There's 11 in the corner. Oh, it's a little shove.
It's an elbow, maybe.
Elbow. I mean, he's leaning over. It's an elbow. He's trying to seal him off of the boards. Doesn't feel good. I think Delevka should be fine from that. And
referees Peter Stano from Slovakia and Michael Scherig from Switzerland. They've shown it on the scoreboard now here in the ring.
That feels like a 2 for elbowing. Delevka's okay. There is no injury on the play. It is a shot to the head, which they are very sensitive to.
It's no longer a 2 and 10 for a checking to the head penalty.
After video review, Team Canada number 2, 2-minute elbowing.
And so Latvia goes to the power play for the 5th time. So the 2nd straight game that Canada's been shorthanded 5 times.
That's the correct call. It's not violent. He's trying to seal him off. The official's right there. I don't even know if the official sees it or he hears it or reacts to Delevka going down, but he got his elbow up into the face of Delevka, and now 7:34 left. Another penalty kill with their best penalty killing defenseman in the box.
Latvia 8 shots on the 4 power plays. Canada does have its only goal, short-handed. And Luchenko, the man who scored, it's out there for the face-off. Won by Latvia. Back at the point, Bulans. Feeds it in, Mateko shoots. Ivankova got a piece of that. Lifshitz plays it back for Bulans. To Lifshitz. Feeds that back, picked out by Luchenko. Back at the point, Bulans holds it. Long shot, got through, tipped high by Mateko. And on the line, held by Price, but now set down the ice by Luchenko. He'll go off on a change. Lifshitz brings it across the line. Molendyke on it, chips it back around, and it's Bong taking a mighty swing at that, knocking it ahead for Baudouin. Nadeau trying to work it free. And now Baudouin, puck was in his feet, brought back out. Osmanis works it, feeds it back, and they score! Mateko, power play goal, and Latvia's tied the game with 6:42 to go in the 3rd. Eric Mateko from St. John of the Quebec Maritime Junior League. They've only got 2 drafted players in their roster, and one of them just scored.
Canada had so many cracks at it. Baudouin there just got to poke it over the blue line. Wasn't able to do it, and a great seam pass. As Baudouin heading back down, lets Mateko get inside position. A little late to it. Bach doesn't sort it out either, and it's an empty netter. No chance for Ivankova. And, you know, you tempt fate too many times. You keep taking penalties, you keep giving opportunities, and eventually someone's going to make a play. And disbelief probably on both benches that we are where we are. 1-1.
Yep. Now Pinelli winds in. He shoots. And there's all kinds of permutations here, but if this game were to go to overtime, a win's only worth 2 points, not 3.
Plays right here, though. You have 3 players committed by Canada. Baudouin gets that last touch. It doesn't keep it in. Mateko wires it down towards the net. It gets knocked down by his teammate, and then Baudouin just loses loses track of Matejko on the way to the net. Nice seam pass, nice finish.
Matejko, the captain in St. John. And now Icky with it. Back across to Dickinson. Lead for Catton. Berkeley Catton drops it back. McKenna takes the return pass from Icky. Feeds it back in front. Catton could get a stick on that. Now Pinelli with it. Here's Pinelli back in the corner. Luca Pinelli. For Dickinson, who plays that in. Oh, there's a big hit apparently coming to Latvia. That's going to be Martins Klaudsons who goes off.
Be careful not to take the extra one here. Clearly the first one was going to be the hit from behind, and I wonder if they don't take a look at this as well.
Indication is boarding. Checking from behind is not a minor penalty. It can only be a major. So often the referees
defer to boarding.
Defer to the boarding call.
White. Team Latvia play number 13, 2 minutes for the boarding.
That's the definition of a board. Cat stopping up, gets him right between the numbers, drives him head into the glass. Just love the dasher. And so Canada, whose power play has not done much at all, has an opportunity to salvage a game.
0 for 6 in the tournament. 0 for 3 tonight. And Cameron's saying that's contact to the head.
He wants them to look at it. Not gonna happen.
Ritchie, Baudouin, Nadeau, Cowan the forwards, Bonk on the back end. 6:05 to go in the third period and a 1-1 tie. For the puck off the face-off. Bonk steps up. Plays it back down to Nadeau. Nadeau with it. Feeds that back to Cowan. Cowan drops it back to Bonk. For Cowan with a shot. Whistle that just wide. Ritchie. Back around to Baudouin. Feeds that back to Cowan. Back across. Ritchie shot scores! Kyle Ritchie, power play goal, and Canada's back on top. That first one comes at the perfect time.
They needed it. Easton Cowan goes way wide, but it's a puck retrieval and a keep here from Baudouin. Watch how he moves his feet. Doesn't let himself get checked. Finds an angle to get it to Cowan, then right back through the seam. That's not up and around. It's direct. Cowan to Ritchie, and he slings this one. Get it up. Get it short side. Oh, top shelf over Fellbergs, and Canada. Finally a power play goal. Restores the lead. Really a smirk from Dave Cameron.
Almost as happy as the guy behind him. All right, so 5.5 to go here. There's not been a 5-on-5 goal scored in this game. Power play and a shorthanded goal for Canada. Power play goal for Latvia. Trebaka plays that back.
Touch the glove.
So 5:20 remaining here in the third period. 1 minute and 4 seconds after Latvia tied it up. Cal Ritchie puts Canada back in front with a power play goal here in Ottawa.
Should I convert my IRA to a Roth?
You're asking the wrong guy.
You know, financial advice should come from a vetted fiduciary financial advisor who understands your personal financial needs.
That's one intelligent donkey.
You mean a smart ass?
Find an advisor at smartasset.com.
Introducing Mando Whole Body Deodorant. Rather than covering up odor with heavy fragrances, Mando stops odor before it starts. 72 hours later, and I still smell like I just stepped out of the shower. Thanks, Mando.
For the best deals, go to shopmando.com.
Come on! You know the answer. You studied for this. Come on. Timmy! Come on, Timmy. You got this, son. Pencil to paper. Focus.
To be focused. Focus. Take the puck. There you go. Skate. Skate. Pass it. You call that a pass? What are you doing? You missed the puck. Come on.
Well, they had to have it. They earned a power play, and they draw the Latvians low. Baudouin keeps it alive, and Cowan's able to go straight across. And that was such a good shot by Ritchie. Not going for max velocity, but accuracy. And time to celebrate if you're a Canadian fan, and that's how it feels when you're in the box for a big goal against Buckhands. Head down, 5:20 left in the game.
Off the face-off, controlled by Latvia. Kripaka looks ahead. Here's Gibson playing it back ahead for Pinelli. Drops it off to McKenna. McKenna moves in, and McKenna plays it back across. The Pinelli shot was high in the air. Everyone lost track of it. Picked up by Cat. Beats it down. McKenna with a shot. Felbers leans and makes the save.
It's a nice little play. That felt like McDavid to Draisaitl. Hard drive by Cat, kicking it down to McKenna. And there was a little bit of room there before Felbergs got over to seal the post. McKenna opens up, slides down to the bottom of the circle. And if he gets this one closer to the post, I think it can rattle and roll in there, perhaps, to sneak past Felbergs.
Ritchie back out there for the face-off. Bounces back and controlled by Latvia. Delevka lines in, flips it ahead, and the pass just bounced away from Saradskis. Bonk. 4-0. Rink wide to Cowan. Easton Cowan flips that back down for Ritchie. Cal Ritchie scored an NHL goal this year for Colorado. Now slings that towards the goal. Felbergs to save. Bounce back down to the Canadian zone as Dickinson goes back. Sam Dickinson. More goals, more points than any defenseman in junior hockey this year. Bounce back down to the Latvian zone. Zionskas jumps it across the line, drops that back for Gummers. Now Gibson stepped into Motts. Jagger out for Howe, trying to knock that down. And Jagger goes the other way and bounces it back to center ice. Back goes Molenbeek for it. Out for Howe. Howe up for Jagger. In comes Braden Jagger along, shoot it, knocked down by Feldberg. Fan on the clearing attempt. And Domers has it back for Latvia. Out to center ice. Picked off by Gibson. Moves it back ahead through the middle for Luchenko. And Uyanskas has that knocked away by Baudouin, moving it in for Luchenko. 3.5 to go here in the third period. On the backhand, Dickinson clears it out. Swinging back is Boulans for it. Boulans drops that back for Osmanis. Fires it back down to the Canadian zone. Gibson waiting for it. Takes a chop at that. Mateko couldn't knock it out. Back at the line, held by Boulans. Osmanis feeds it back across. Lynch's tees it up. They score! From the point, Pateras Boulans. Power play goal. The game's tied at 2 with 2:29 to go. Latvia with 2 power play goals late. Both to equalize.
Full marks to Latvia. Opportunity here in the first rush to maybe get it down. Gibson turns it over. And then you start going seams and you're in trouble. Through once, back again. Ivan Kovic's down. He doesn't know where the puck is. He's on his knees, loses his net a little bit. And the shot from Boulans right down the slot. Just has to get it up and finds a piece of Ivan Kovic, but more of the back of the net. You can see Ivan Kovic's eyes. He's trying to find the puck. Cannot do it.
So Boulans, who plays for Schaefer in the Quebec League, has 2 goals this year. And a big one here tonight to tie it at 2. What a roller coaster night it's been. All right, so didn't need to get the goalie out. Feldberg plays that back across. McKenna tried to pick that off. Now racing back is Price. Glove down by McKenna. Away comes McKenna. Quickly ahead for Pinelli. Luca Pinelli winds in. Pinelli gets a step, shoots. Feldberg's the stop. Bonk back with it. At the point, Price can't hold it. Inside 2 to go here in the 3rd period. And now Catton swings back. Berkeley Catton has that picked up at center ice. And Gibson back for it. Around he goes for Molendyk. Chipped in by Pinelli. Glove down by Siunskas. And that's squeezed by Gibson back down. As Molendyk goes back, icing waved off. And Gibson arguing that call, or non-call, as the case may be. 90 seconds to go in the 3rd. Molendyk gains center ice and fires that down. Ritchie hunting after it. Gibson to Ritchie. Down to Gibson, who's in deep. Andrew Gibson flips that back to Cowan. Easton Cowan, a shot that's blocked. Cowan gets it right back. Winds in, drops it back for Molendyk. His long shot goes just wide. Ritchie back on it. He shoots. That goes wide. Saratskas plays it back to center. Now Ritchie feeds that back for Bonk. Oliver Bonk fires it down. Nadeau. Around to Cowan. Cowan knocked down. Here's Ritchie pulling it free. Now Cowan back on it. Slides that back to Bonk. Oliver Bonk with a shot. Feldberg save. Rebound loose in front. They battle away from it. Nadeau gets a stick on it. Here's Cowan with a shot. Feldberg lunges out. Makes the save. Cowan with 30 seconds to go in the period. Fires again. That was blocked. Rebound loose in front. Nadeau knocks it loose. Feldberg's no stick. Thrown back in front. Bonk with a shot. That goes wide. Feldberg's lunging back, still with no goal stick. Cowan back to Bonk with a shot that deflects wide. Now Price hangs it down. 10 seconds to go in the period. Nadeau back down to Price. Price shoots. Feldberg save. Rebound loose. Nadeau battles for it. And the Latvians send it down, survive furious pressure, and this game is going to overtime. Latvia had never been close to beating Canada before. Equalized the game twice in the 3rd period to send this game to overtime. It's the 2025 World Junior Hockey Championship on TSN, where anything can happen.
Smash through the action. Break the ice with On the Fly. Catch every gargantuan.
Cheers, insiders and hockey fans. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight. We really appreciate you spending your evening here on Toronto Sports Insider, hanging out with us while we cheer on Canada and the Maple Leafs. Yes, we're live as well right now for the Maple Leafs and the Red Wings. But you know what? You guys are awesome. I just wanted to say thank you. Keep it up in the chat. Thanks for keeping it classy. And thanks for helping this awesome community keep on growing so that we can keep changing the world one insider at a time with the work that we're doing with SickKids Hospital. Now let's get back to the hockey. Thank you, insiders. Let's go.
The red, white, and blue as they continue their title defense versus Latvia. Saturday, 3:30 Eastern on NHL Network.
The 2025 IIHF World Junior Championship from Ottawa, Ontario is proudly presented by TELUS, now offering pure fiber internet across Canada. By Esso, from the Esso Medals program to representing Team Canada. Esso is dedicated to Canada's game. And by Tim Hortons Flatbread Pizza. Order on the Tim's app today.
On the Canadian bench, perhaps shocked that this game is going to overtime, tied at 2. And on the Latvian bench, perhaps even more shocked that this game is going to overtime, tied at 2. So it's on to OT we go. The IHF rules. 5 minutes of 3-on-3, followed by a shootout if necessary. In the preliminary round, in the quarterfinals, semifinals, and bronze medal game, it's 10 minutes. The gold medal game, there is no shootout. You play until someone scores. All the overtime played, 3-on-3. Latvia 2 goals on 2 shots in the final 6 minutes and 42 seconds.
Canada was taking the 1-0 lead into the third period, but penalty trouble, puts back on the power, but take on a nice play, ties the game. You think, okay, we're going to overtime, but Canada draws a power play of their own, and they get their first power play goal. It's Cal Ritchie getting upstairs with just a few minutes left, and you're thinking Canada's got it, but another penalty puts Latvia back on a power play, and it's the captain Bulans who evens things up, and Latvia survives a furious last-minute push by Canada to get a point and to get this game to overtime.
The Latvian junior team channeling the senior men's team and Olympic team, which has given lots of powerhouses scares over the years. The Latvians, of course, put a stick in the spokes of Germany last year in the last preliminary round game, beat them to advance to the quarterfinals. Knocked Germany down the relegation, and Germany had to win in overtime against Norway to stay up in the top division. So now 3-on-3 overtime. This result, no matter what happens here, is going to send shockwaves through this tournament. Off the draw, Nadeau battling for it, and once again the Latvians gain possession. Here is Bulans, who scored the tying goal. Swings back, Canada's got Ritchie, Nadeau, and Molendyk on the ice. Bulans being shadowed there by Ritchie. Matejko in across the game line. That's a mile offside.
They went back to the well. Latvia, they had Murnieks out there to take the face-off. He went with the Latvian long change. They tried to slide him in the defensive door. Okay. And they put Osmanis coming out the offensive door, trying to slide in behind the goalie. A-Ball's digging deep into Bob Hartley's Latvian tricks.
Now control off the draw. Here's Bonk along with Cowan and Jagger. Easton Cowan. 56-game point streak with London of the OHL. Jagger. Winds across the top. Jagger drops it back to Cowan. Cowan's got to regroup.
Attack the forward.
In comes Cowan. On the forward. Goes behind the back. Comes back. Can't jump. Rebound. Loose in front. Jagger with a shot. Has lost his goal stick again. And now moved ahead, a chance for Latvia. Serkins moves in. Knocked down by Bonk. Long lead pass to Cowan. He's got Jagger with him. Cowan winds in. Easton Cowan poke check. Off the bench comes Molendyk streaking in. Tanner Molendyk on it. Winds back in. Molendyk moves across. Shoots. Felberg's the save. Rebound loose at the side of the goal. Molendyk chips that back for Cowan. And now Cowan races to the loose puck. He's been out there a while. Banks it back. He'll lead off as Jagger peels off as well. On comes Gavin McKenna. Molendijk drops it back to McKenna. Now to McKenna as the crowd rises to his feet. Shoots, Felberg to save, will hang on to that. And the face-off will be in the Latvian zone.
Well, you try to identify the forward. There's Cowan. He attacks the forward and gets around a nice move. You think Jaeger's got an empty netter, but it's a diving stick, but was a Lapala. Look at this effort. Oh my goodness, would have been an empty netter. And everyone laid out to turn it aside. Fans in disbelief.
Oh, Zalapa saved one there. Now Catton for the face-off with McKenna and Price. And he wins it. Back to Price for McKenna. Now McKenna slips in, little head fake, rolls that wide. Price is in deep. Gathers up the loose puck. Caden Price. Back to Catton. Winds it and shoots. Felberg's got just a piece of that. Serkins moves at the center ice. It's picked up. Brought back by Catton. Catton in, shoots. Felberg's the save, and he hangs on to that.
Usually there's not a lot of shots in overtime. That's 5 for Canada already. As they continue to pepper Felbergs. Good backtrack by Cat, turn it over. Trying to go a quick release to maybe fool Felbergs, but he has been rock solid all game long. Another offensive zone face-off.
We've seen this movie, Mike, dozens of times at the World Championship.
Yeah.
At the Olympics, the Latvians are quite often outgunned, but they punch above their weight. Bach down to Ritchie. Cal Ritchie peels back, drops it up to Bach. Oh, Bach shoots, Felberg's the save, and once again, there's no rebound.
High roll for Bonk. He's got a decision. Do I shoot it or do I slide it to Ritchie in the back door? Felt like Ritchie was available. We're going to look at it here. 21 drops and goes, and he's wide open. If he can just get a puck through to him. And Felberg keeps the glove high, doesn't leave the post early, make another good save.
Now Ritchie for the face-off, back to Bonk. Bonk to Ritchie. Crisscrossing with Nadeau, he drops it off. In comes Bradley Nadeau. Slides around Bonk again. Nadeau winds through, drops it off to Ritchie. Walking in, Cal Ritchie with a chance, he's poke checked. And Oljanskis spins back with it. Oljanskis, long lead pass. Murnieks, he walks right in, Murnieks shoots. Ivan Kovic makes the save. Murnieks throws that back, but the pass too far for Oljanskis, and Canada makes a quick change. Oljanskis works in, lost the puck to Jagger. Now Braden Jagger winds through center ice. The Canadian captain moves in with Cowan. Jagger pivots back. Drops that back to Molendijk. Molendijk back to Cowan. Cowan gets around the first man. Pivots back again. Cowan. Little stutter step. Shoots. That goes just wide. Matejko back with it now for Latvia. Matejko stumbles there, but now plays the puck ahead. Chipped up by Boulans. In across the line with Matejko. He pivots back. As the Latvians regroup, now Boulans with a head of steam. Attacks the forward, Jagger moves in. Boulans a quick shot. Ivan Kovic save, rebound. And Matejko turned away in tight. Brought back out. Osmanis works in, throws it back in front. Ivan Kovic steers that away. And now Molendijk back with it. Inside a minute to go in overtime. Drops it back.
They're going to give Canada too many? Oh my goodness. It's just 3 guys out there. Can't be hard to find your change.
Team Canada, bench minor for too many men on the ice.
Oh my.
So the Latvians with 2 power play goals in the game will now get 1 in overtime.
A 4-on-3. Oh yeah, that's way early.
They got 4 guys in the play, yeah.
Both forwards jump for the same first guy coming off, McKenna and Catton. Bad miscommunication at the bench. And a power play which is struck twice already goes back to work. 4-on-3. to try to win the game.
It'll be McKenna who serves it. Now I think Cameron wants a question here. He wants to know if McKenna's in the penalty box.
If he's serving it at the end of the game, can he still take a shot?
Can he be in the shootout?
If he can't be, then we'll put somebody else in there.
He's saying the word shootout. Yeah, he's
1, 2, 3, 4. What are we doing? That's exactly what, and that's why they're
so they're going to send Baudouin to serve it.
Yeah.
Because if you're in the penalty box at the end of overtime, you can't take part in the shootout.
It's good awareness. A lot of stuff happening right now. Still have to keep your cool, keep your head.
All right. 4-on-3 power play for Latvia. 42 seconds to go in overtime. As Boulans, who scored the tying goal for Latvia on the power play, moves in. Boulans brings it back around for Lipschitz. Matejko. Osmanis was alone in front. Boulans feeds it across. Lipschitz. Osmanis, and then we're going to crease violation against Matejko. That's going to take the face-off outside.
Not a penalty, just a whistle.
The IHF rule where if you take position in the crease, they blow the play dead.
Good call. Matejko knocked Kovac off stride.
Watch your crease, watch out!
He has to make that call because that was going to be an empty netter had he not blown it down.
Jagger for the face-off against Lipschitz. Osmanis works in as time winds down here in the overtime. Osmanis feeds it back across. A hard shot out of it. Kovac the save on the shot by Lipschitz. Boulans. Osmanis winds it back for Boulans. Time winding down. Shoots. That deflects high. Up and out of play with 3 seconds to go in overtime.
Good opportunities. Latvia understands the urgency. Getting it down to the net. Ivan Kovac battling through traffic and having a hard time spotting pucks with all the bodies in front of him. Loses his stick, making the shoulder save there. Picks it up, he's got it upside down. Here comes the next shot. He's barely settled for it. And eventually, puck is deflected over the glass. One face-off win to the corner for Lutsenko. The game's over.
The puck goes to the sideboards. And Canada and Latvia are going to a shootout at the World Junior Hockey Championship.
To even hear you say it, it's stunning.
So now it's a 5-round shootout. And this has been a stunning evening, and full credit to Latvia. Goaltender Leonards Feldbergs has been terrific. The shots are 56-26 in favor of Canada.
Canada said before the game, and maybe it wasn't just lip service, that Latvia would be the hardest working team they play in this tournament. And Latvia has been that. They have battled and sacrificed and defended and bent, but not broke enough to get this game to overtime. Canada's penalties, trouble, hurt them in the third period with 2 power play goals against. Game gets to overtime, you think, well, this probably won't last the 4, 5, 8 minutes, will it? There's some really good chances at both ends. And Canada started carrying the play early, multiple looks, but Feldberg's 6 shots and 6 saves in the overtime period to allow his team to eventually have a chance to go on the power play and try to get it themselves. Latvia basically was just hanging back, not doing much at all until late. Couple looks, and Kovac has to fight that one off, and then a penalty for too many men on the ice. And Latvia had their chances. This was, well, shots are lopsided, possession's lopsided, but really the quality of chances hasn't been as one-sided as the shot clock would suggest.
Latvia has played 36 games all time in the preliminary round of the World Junior Championship, has 2 wins. Beat the Czechs in 2022, beat Germany last year. So now it's a 5-round shootout. 5 different shooters to start, and then after the 5th round, you can start using players over again.
And this is something that teams do practice.
Yeah.
They check the stats from their regular season games.
Yeah. Latvia won the toss. They will go first.
And so Canada would have a definite plan on who to pick.
Jack Ivankovic, by the way, has faced 5 shootout attempts in his career. Has not allowed a goal yet. But on the other side, Feldbergs has faced 16 in the Quebec League with Sherbrooke. Has stopped 13 of them. Matejko is their best. He's 4 for 7 with St. John. Canada has a plethora of players who have good shootout records. McKenna's 2 for 3 in his career.
And I don't think Canada would have anyone having a hot enough game to go out of rotation.
There's Frank and Kelly. Ivankovic looking on. Frank works in the beer business. Might need a case after this one.
How do I make this tournament so great? You just don't know. You never can tell.
All right, so Latvia to go first. And the first shooter will be Osmanis. Osmanis plays in the Swedish Junior League. Goes in, he's stopped by Ivankovic.
Good lateral move by Ivankovic. I thought he might get stumbled up on cutting back, but even though he bit on the first fake, he was still able to go across to take it away.
Berkeley Catton, 3 for 8 in his career in the Western Hockey League in shootouts. Catton winds in, he's stopped by Feldberg.
Feldberg's okay. A little slow to get up as he's stretched out. Take the backhand attempt. That's a Sell shot. Feldberg's right on it. Gets his skate blade on the backhand move from Catton.
Davis Lifshitz plays in the Finnish Junior League. Chance to give Latvia the lead in the shootout. Lifshitz moves in. He's stopped by Ivankovic.
Oh, he went with a cheeky off-speed pitch. Trying to flick it over the glove. The glove that did not fall from Ivankovic. Watch his glove position. I got you. Locked in on it.
Gavin McKenna, the 17-year-old, 2 for 3 in his career in the Western League so far. Comes in slowly on Feldbergs, speeds up and shoots, and Feldbergs makes the stop. Shooters are 0 for 4 so far.
McKenna, I thought he was going to go Patrick Kane, just stick handle it right in. Kuznetsov style. And he was trying to lull Feldbergs to sleep and then eventually go short side, but Feldbergs right on it again. Blocker save and darn it.
Now Saratskas plays in the Swedish Junior League. Finds his way and shoots for the wide. Still nothing.
Ivankovic doing his thing, giving his team a chance. And Porter Martone about to shoot. He has not been on the ice, I don't think, in the 3rd period or overtime.
He's 3 for 6 in his career in the Ontario League. Martone winds in. Puck check by Feldbergs, and he keeps the puck out. And the shooter's 0 for 6 now through 3 rounds.
I think Feldbergs got a touch on the first poke check, which would have made it no goal anyways. Martone trying to come back, but a little quick stick. Got the first touch, and that was it for Martone.
Morniaks plays for Sioux City in the USHL. Locks in. The cover with a glove save. What a stop.
He looked beat. He looked like he was out of it. And the glove snatching it off the goal line. What a save by Ivankovic.
And now Easton Cowan to give Canada the lead. He's 1 for 4 in his career in shootouts. Takes the long route. In comes Cowan. Shoots. And Feldbergs wasn't biting. On to round 5 we go.
The patience by Feldbergs to hang in there. Cowan taking his sweet time. Selling shot, trying to go 5-hole. And that
the
pad is on
Latvians
the ice.
Have saved their best for last. Alex Matejko winds in and shoots. He put it wide. Matejko, who is 4 for 7 in his career, has missed. And now a chance for Canada to win it.
Bradley Nadeau.
Bradley Nadeau. Playing this year for Chicago in the American Hockey League. First round pick of the Carolina Hurricanes. Bradley Nadeau to win it. Walks right in. He's stopped by Felsberg. And now it's off to round 6. And now you can start reusing players.
Nadeau tries to go above the pad. Don't think he elevates it as much as he wants. Yeah. Spot was there. Missed it.
Now they'll change the order.
Canada will go first.
Canada goes first.
Can pick anybody they want on the bench.
Cal Ritchie. 2 for 16 in his career in the Ontario League to give Canada the lead. Ritchie winds in, has a look, hands on it, rebound, and
that's his move.
There you go.
That's his special move, the fake shot, and then go back. And that's how he scored his only NHL goal. He scored a goal in the OHL like this. It's a
not
great
a rebound,
move.
but a regroup. And
I think Fellberg's knew. He looked like he was locked in on that.
Osmanis with a chance to win it. He was the first shooter for Latvia. Osmanis winds it and shoots. And Ivan Kovic makes the stop.
It's outrageous. 0 for 12?
Yeah. And now the captain, Jagr. Braden Jagr, 4 for 13 in his career. Another chance to win it. Jagr in, shoots, and Fellbergs again makes the stop.
The goalies are not even making this look difficult. They are right on. I see Fellberg's trying to implore his bench to come on, boys, give me one.
And Latvia is going back to Osmanis, his 3rd try. 3rd chance for Latvia to win it. Osmanis winds in and shoots. Ivan Kovic the save.
These goalies.
14 for 14 are the goalies.
It's incredible. There's nothing.
And now back to Catton, who was Canada's first shooter. Another chance to win it. Catton winds in, and Fellbergs makes the stop.
He's 8 for 8 against Canada's best shooters.
Now Latvia, they're going to go back to Osmanis. Osmanis? No.
I don't think he can't go again. He's gone 3 times, missed twice in a row.
Now Matejko will go for the 2nd try. This is Latvia's 4th chance to win this shootout. Alex Matejko moves it and shoots, scores! And Latvia has shocked Canada, taking down the host country 3-2 in a shootout. Their first ever win against Canada at the World Junior Hockey Championship. One of the biggest upsets in the history of this tournament. It took the 16th shooter to finally score. But the Latvians have won it.
Never would have imagined in a million years. Matejko, that's a wicked shot, posted in. Ivan Kovic did more than his share, stopping 7 in a row to give his team a chance over and over. And yet they could not solve Fellbergs.
Matejko scored in regulation. Scores the only goal in the shootout. And Latvia has its 3rd ever win in the preliminary round at the World Junior.
Well, Fellbergs, who played last year against Canada, got pulled with a goals against of 10.
Yeah, allowed 7 goals on 31 shots.
And he came back and stopped 54 of 56 and 8 out of 8 in the shootout. Legendary stuff for the goaltender.
Please direct your attention to the Tissot carpet for the player of the game presentation. The player of the game from each team will be awarded a one-of-a-kind paddle and painted by a local Indigenous artist. A special thank you to Imperial and Esso for their contribution that allows us to compensate the artists. The Three Sisters Artist Collective from Kitigan-Zibi Anishinaabe First Nation. Their panel showcases Ottawa's converging rivers, the four sacred medicines, and red animals symbolizing unity and cooperation, embodying the spirit of teamwork and collective success. Please welcome Sasha Vaillancourt, Vice President, National Practice Leader, Sports and Leisure at BFL Canada, to present the Player of the Game Awards. Joining Sasha are Charlie St. Croix, recipient of the Most Dedicated SO Medal in 2023, and Nathan Barton, recipient of the Most Improved SO Medal in the 2023, to help present the Player of the Game Awards. The best player for Team Canada is number 6, numéro 6, Tanner Molendyke.
Canada with a day off tomorrow. We'll take on Germany on Sunday. And there'll be some hard questions to be asked and answered in the next 48 hours.
The player of the game for Latvia is number 29, numéro 29, Leonard.
No surprise there. What a performance by Feldbergs. And the Latvians turn around and play the United States tomorrow afternoon.
It'll be hard to find the emotion in that game, given the high that they are feeling right now.
What a night for Feldbergs. He'll never forget this.
Now, this is legendary stuff, all-time life memory.
And now, for the first time ever in a game against Canada, it's the Latvian national anthem that gets played.
Fans, please rise for the national anthem of Latvia. Mesdames et messieurs, veuillez vous lever pour l'hymne national de la Lettonie.
Final score, Latvia 3, Canada 2. On day 2 of the World Junior Hockey Championship, we have seen a monster upset. And Latvia full value for this win.
To see how much it means to these kids, the coaches, the organization, the few fans in the building is memories of a lifetime. Can't beat Canada in Canada.
There is nothing better than hockey, and there is certainly nothing more historic for Latvia in this tournament than this night. 3-2 in a shootout. What a game and what a performance. We get you now to the NHL action on this night, back from the holiday break. Wow, what a night. The Vegas Golden Knights visiting the San Jose Sharks, and we have a power play in the first period. Less than 5 minutes gone by. The home team trying to strike first.
Big kill, 18th.
Whereas Vegas stands up, they are not allowing the neutral zone to be uncontested.
Luke Padula now in on the second unit. Haig broke his stick, advantage. Sharks! To the net goes Cunnin, and he just fanned on that loose puck. Hill's able to dive on it.
Sharks work their way into the zone very nicely, and again, Nikolai Kovalenko, he gets on pucks. Good job down the boards, winning that along the boards, making sure you seal And then Luke Cunnin doing what Luke Cunnin does, going to the net. Because, as you said, Hank's got zero stick ability because he broke his stick. That gives a really good chance to Luke. Good work along the boards and then down low.
Cunnin goals in back-to-back games. 4 points in his last 3. He's tossed out of the circle. Will Smith will take the draw against Wild Bill Carlson, one of just 3 players remaining on the Vegas roster now from that memorable first ever season. Here's Mukmadulin, makes a diving play to keep it away from Carlson and comes back to get the puck for San Jose. That could have been a disaster. Vegas threatening their 2-on-1. The pass for Zetterlund, he can't handle it. Keegan Colasar back in, then back out, and then he dumps it ahead, and that's going to take care of